have you communicated with a social media user who goes by the name ThATuMBRELLAgUY?
I've had several phone calls with a person who goes by the name ThATuMBRELLAgUY. I don't actually know his real name.
And unfortunately, every time I make a call, it becomes content for an idiot.
Help! I've been tossed overboard.
I'll have to bill you extra for my time.
Welcome to the show. You look incredible, like a dessert that owns a yacht.
That's exactly the vibe I was going for. You know, sweet but slightly out of your tax bracket.
Mission accomplished. How does one even shop for a suit when your head...
Gold on my neck, gold on my hand, purple with the stripes, that's the walk of a man. Sidewalk shining, city lights humming, every step I take, they know a boss is.
Blazing the whip, gotta vanquish the needs. My kingdom for some poppy seeds. Yo, yo.
Is that a poppy seed? You realize I'm your PO, right? Straight to booking.
Was barking on the phone, all that tough talk threatened. Now you looking at the floor like judge, I'm just stressing.
Police or zombie problems? Your tortoise won't stop breakdancing?
Try blue tape.
The miracle of our age. Yeah!
Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
We're power washing Lynette Preston's fins. Yeah, getting that gift box. Oh, look, there's a raccoon. Oh my God. Oh, what is it? It's John Cook. Oh.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThATuMBRELLAgUy. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me, or I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me, or I'm a man.
You know what? I talked to your mayor.
Hiding from the lawsuits, a new trick up your sleeve. Paperwork, flimsy truth, taking a dive. Drowning paperwork, then buried alive. Fraudulent dollar, playing the game. Dodging the heat while fueling the flame. Thinking you slick? Now we see through the scheme. Bankruptcy, fraud, that's stealing the dream. Stacks of life loaded, origami finesse. You're bleeding broke, but your dollar screams success. Got the 56K, the attention, the bond, so sweet. But in court you crying, I can't make ends meet. Heavy face abuse, gavel about to drop. Your lies are crumbling, your case is a flop. Fake tears streaming, crocodile flow. But the fraud you pulling, everybody knows. Fraudulent dollar, playing the game. Dodging the heat while fueling the flame. Thinking you slick? Nah, we see through the scheme. Bankruptcy, fraud, that's stealing the dream. Money trail messy, footprints in the sand. Everybody watching, receipts in their hands. stream. Now you punk them no bones about selling your jewelry? The jewelry you did great. Are you kidding me? 3 cellular providers not produced in Discovery. Are any of those brain cells on? You lied to the court and left your donors misled, saying 6K was for fighting when you had already fled. Winning the case, this is only delays. A courtroom race and you running relays. Stop selling jewelry. Stop taking out loans. Seriously, stop.
What's up, folks? How's it going tonight? Man, oh man, and we got some stuff for you. Man, you realize Lynette Preston in the last couple of days has done a total of 3 live streams. In it, she seems to be indicating that that there are people out there that, yeah, they keep threatening her, and she takes her stuff down. Now, interestingly enough, can't be any of us. Why? Because we're the ones who built her 1,000 subscriber channel. So obviously it's not any of us. So she must be talking about certain people out there. I figured we'd go over those. She has also promised copyright strikes for anybody who plays them. Well, I got a braider. Come over here.
And out of the shower.
Yeah. Yeah, let me see your hair. Let me see if it's clean. Give me. That shirt is not clean.
Yeah, but...
You know, I mean, you just got something on it right there.
Yeah, that's not clean, buddy.
All right. Well, hey, get rest up. Tomorrow is bowling, remember?
Yes.
Bowling. All right.
Get sleep. Wake
Yeah.
up.
You better get some sleep or you're not going to be ready for bowling.
I know.
All right. Love you. Close the door. Thank you. So funny. She's cleaned up tomorrow. She's they got a bowling thing to do. Little church bowling thing. So I was like, yeah, you're gonna be clean. You'll be clean today. You're gonna be clean tomorrow. You're gonna be clean now. So she's like, yep, I'm gonna show it off. So anyway, what I was saying is she promised copyright strikes for anybody. So we will do a dramatic reading and we will get through it all. We will they're actually funny enough, we start with like a 12-minute. We go down to a 6-minute, and then we get around a 1+ minute. And all but the 1 minute has been ghosted now. So they have all gone bye-bye. However, if you would like to, if you need a copy of those for whatever reason, let me know, because they still exist. They absolutely still exist. Hope everybody's having a great weekend so far, too, by the way. Everybody out there. Oh, by the way, I got something funny. You know, those wonderful emails I show off every now and then. I keep forgetting about it. I got another one, and it's kind of wild. I only read a little bit of it, but yeah, you know, if you didn't keep up, this would be the 3rd installment of I'm going to say Letters from Stupid. I'm sure they'll appreciate it, and they get weirder and weirder. You know, first we started out with I will holy punch you to the moon. You know, this one, I'm not going to read these two, but I just want to show you. First, we start with, you know, the wonderful sneaking up on me with like a ninja in bed sheets, feeding me the puppies, and holy punching me to the moon, which was pretty funny. You know, because of Sweat Love and the Ford Firebird, all that good stuff. Then the second installment was, well, a little weirder, and this last one I think is pretty off the chain. So the next one was, and then we'll get to Lynette there. We had you know what? I will feed you to my dogs, Mama and her laugh, but not too sexy laugh, strawberries and more. That was very lovely. And this one, oh yeah, let's pull this one up. Oh, my. Now, I have not read all of this. Again, I am not blaming this on anyone whatsoever. In fact, I hope to God it is a troll, because they are funny. But we will go over it, and you tell me. This would be 3rd installment. Here we go. Dramatic reading. Your mama must be ashamed of your mama. Your mama must be ashamed of your mama. Yep, indeed, sir. To say the things you said on your love stream. It's a love stream. funny enough, I like how they space it too. Love stream. When you talked about my sexy mama and her is that wait. Give me a second. I gotta go back for a second. I gotta see if that's blown up too much and if that's those are other screenshots. That don't matter. But I was trying to see if that was cut off or if that was a not or a no. So give me a second. I'm making sure I didn't cut it off all the way. I said this has been sitting around for a minute. No, it's a no. Okay, let me pull this back up. I was making sure I didn't have it missized. The type, man, like I said, I hope these are typos because they're really nuts. Okay. When you talked about my sexy mama, so his mama's apparently sexy, and her no sexy voice, it isn't her fault. She smoked, sir. What? Okay, so my bad. I didn't know your mom was a smoker, and that's why she's no sexy voice. What in the world? Sir, she smoked, so she sounded like a chimney, sir. I think you smoke like a chimney. I don't think you sound like a chimney. Oh, Lord. God, I hope this is true. Man, there was some lunatic in my door one day. You talked about my mama's sexy voice. She was my Cadillac. What? Oh, Lord. When you indicate something is a car, you're talking about riding around in it. But okay. She was my Cadillac, though. My rock, my hard place. Okay. Oh, look. No, I haven't read. I read through the one sentence. I was like, okay. And I say one sentence. It's really hard not to call this all one sentence, but and don't you say anything about hard places, sir. Look, they predicted me. They knew me. I know you strawberry. We're back to strawberries. I love it. One day I'll find you like a ghost. We're back to ghosts again. And I'll float into a crowd and ooh. Ooh. Is this supposed to be like a ghost? Ooh. I can't do it. Ooh. You. That's right. All over you. What the hell? Snatch you up and hide you flowers in the attic style. Shove me in an attic and forget about me and make me live there forever. That is a very interesting quote. Flowers in the attic style. I've not seen that movie in forever. Wasn't that a Dean Koontz book? Also, sir, you don't know the forces you are summoning. And I smell very good. That's nice to know. Just so you know, I am pleasant. You ain't seen it. And you are a peasant in the fields. I'm pleasant. Yo, a peasant in the fields, baby. My wrath will crack the sky. Hey, that's pretty good. And blow out all your birthday candles. Wow, that is definitely a threat. And no, sir, no, this is not a drill. This is not a troll. And how dare you, sir? 4'11" is tall. What? Oh my God. I guess it is 4'11". But I picked him another. Oh my. For some people, to my ex-girlfriend, I am a giant. And I am a little round, but I am hard like a gold ball. What? Oh my God. What have I stepped into? And my new girlfriend is very pleasured, sir. Very, very pleasured. So you can take your strawberry good day. Oh my God. Is that the end? Holy Lord. So yes, that is the newest installment of Comes From Anonymous. And again, I have no proof that is even all the same person. But oh my. My. That was amazing. Now, let's switch a little bit to some Lynette Preston. Whew. Now, Lynette posted after her stuff that we are going to go over. She promised copyright strikes, so we will do dramatic readings. You know, Lynette, you should always want people to allow you your own voice, but hey, if you don't want, it's funny. She's like, I'm going to put out the truth and everything, but much like ThATuMBRELLA, she's like, I don't want it. I don't want anybody talking about it. Come on, Lynette, what's up? What's up? You know, you saying these people are threatening you? You know, the best way to keep the Pats and stuff from, or John, I don't know if it's John or, you know, it's one of these folks. Because like I said, there ain't nobody around that I know of that's like, hey, don't live stream. No, they're like, you should. You very well should. So she added this. I want to read you. This is her disclaimer. And then we'll go through the videos. I want to add this to my this little post, this little post to my video that I did, and what I want everyone to know, if that's the one, you don't have my permission to use anything that I post on YouTube. Well, actually, there's a thing called fair use, man. Fair use allows us not only to talk about it. So you've been getting your information from a bunch of morons. In fact, Jay had a fun time talking about how these folks, they think that you have to be nice for it to actually be considered fair use. That is not true in any way, shape, or form. There is nothing about nicety or the lack thereof. You don't have to be nice to people. You know, mean-spiritedness is, in fact, it's not considered. Nor, interestingly enough, is truthfulness. You know, I'm not saying anybody is being or not being truthful, but when they say that, in fact, I have posted this before, but I'm going to show you a little thing off of what fair use considers. It's very short, but it's worth seeing, actually, because there's a lot of people that don't seem to understand it. So check this out. I'll show you, and then we'll go back to what we were looking at. So with fair use, as is noted, here is a fair use note talking about, this is talking about a fair use lawsuit, and it notes, quote, notably, quote, fair use inquiry does not ask whether criticism or parody of copyrighted work is just or accurate or mean-spirited. So it doesn't ask whether there's nicety in it or the lack thereof. You know, they're like, oh, you're being malicious. Maliciousness is not curry. Yeah, it doesn't even copyright, fair use, that doesn't even consider whether or not you're being an asshole when you're going through something. You are definitely allowed to be asinine. In the United States, you are not obligated to nicety from anyone. But also, it notes in here whether it's just or accurate. That means, hey, if it's not even an accurate representation of what you do, it's still, that's not looked at under fair use. So remember that when these people are like, we gonna sue over fair use, you know, because I'm debunking the asses and this, that, and the other. That doesn't matter. It looks at use. It doesn't look at all these arbitrary considerations these idiots try to add on. And they do. They add on. They always try to add on. So anyway, let's go back to what we were reading. I just love, they're like, I don't consent. I don't consent. Well, unfortunately, you did consent by putting it online. And I thought it was the truth. You know, ultimately, if you were talking about the truth, then when we go through it, it'll be a real, just fast word for word read, right? So I'll give you any permission. Anything I post, I'll give you permission to use it. You are not, you know, using it for educational purposes or commentary. This, ma'am, is the epitome of commentary. That is what these shows are. They are commentary. So yes, ma'am, these are indeed covered there. Or any other crap you are saying you are using it for, using it to make money, and I won't. Yeah, actually, there's a difference. There's a giant misunderstanding in that. First of all, I am not making money off of your works. I am making money off of my show. Now, if your work, when you talk about something, is in there and I see that and I criticize what you are doing, I am allowed to add commentary. That's why we talk so much about it, because that's exactly what we're doing. We are, and that's what covers us under fair use. In fact, I would argue that morons that don't understand fair use probably shouldn't put up disclaimers about fair use. But let's see. I don't allow that, won't allow that. Also, if anyone says that I am taking advice from any other channel or any other person or any other whatever, they're blowing smoke up your butt. Sexy. They blowing that smoke up your butt, baby. Because I'm not speaking with anyone but my attorneys. And that is that. I don't need to join forces with anyone against anyone or this or that. I'm not that kind of person. Yeah, it's funny, Lynette. These people out there, they definitely are talking to your lawyers too. So, like I said, who your lawyers work for? Do they really work for you? They definitely add people into to bullshit all the time. They definitely. Here's the problem, Lynette. Again, they kept your money. They made you look like a fool. They have you sitting on the sidelines. They're blaming you for all the permit stuff. Yeah. As far as joining up with folks, you even say that you learn about lawsuits and things from the people who don't read your lawsuits to you. And again, they're the people who asked you or told you, hey, you should go and file bankruptcy, ma'am. So maybe you should listen to other people. Maybe not them. I never did it in the beginning. I'm not doing it now. So I just want everyone to know that if someone says that I am getting help, this or that from someone else or other channels, no, I am not. I'm not getting help from anyone. My daughter got a Christmas. My fence was put up, and we thank you for it. Now, this is interesting. So she's giving you a play-by-play on what they got. Okay, this is what you get for, again, $56,000 from one person. Gift cards, all of that mess, all of that in. Like I said, they bragged. They love saying, we didn't get no $100,000. Well, we're just quoting you. In fact, you said that only me, his voice didn't matter because other people had given just as much as he had. Again, I'm paraphrasing. But that would mean if they gave just as much as he had, that means they gave her $50,000 to put together. So, again, we're just going by what you said because you won't add any kind of clarity. So that'd be $100,000. So Lynette, here's what you get for your money. Your daughter gets a Christmas. Yeah, paid for again, not by YouTube channel, but by the people that are watching. You got a fence that was put up. Okay. And we thank you for it. Also, they got 2 toilets. They got an island, 2 water heaters, and lumber for inside the house that was provided. Okay, so that right there, again, 2 toilets, if we're being nice, really nice, $300 each. That's really nice, by the way. Those are not $300 toilets. An island, she said that was $300. 2 water heaters, she said those were $300 each. So again, rolling out that red carpet there, that's $1,500. We'll just call, again, lumber. We'll call lumber, I think she said $2,400. But I'll call it $25. Again, we'll call it plus or minus a couple hundred, just in case my memory is not serving me correctly. But that's $4,000. Again, like I keep saying, Christmas. You saw the stuff given. Are you telling me it cost over $5,000? The fence we know was put together buy gift cards and more. You telling me there remains like a few fence posts and some concrete? You can tell me that's going to cost over $5,000 if you looked at that fence. So even if I call it 14,000 out of that one donor, 56. Even if we took again, and we're nice, we'll take fees. We'll take 2,000 for fees because it was given through PayPal. So 2,000 for fees. What do we end up with? We end up with a discrepancy of, what is that, $40,000? Well. But I've said that over and over and over again. I have not received any money from anyone. I've not received any money from anyone. Huh. Well, they did. I mean, I'm curious. Are you saying that you didn't get any money whatsoever? There would be, again, she said that she didn't get any money for the Christmas stuff. And there were multiple people that said that they sent loose cash. They sent it in cards. Now, from what Lynette said, she didn't control her P.O. box. So, hey, I don't know. Folks. I'm just reading her words again. Let's continue this magic. Oh, it's such a magic trip, isn't it? Oh, man, I have 2 of these open. Give me 1 second. I'm going to close this, close one, and then open it again, okay? I can't tell which one I'm reading. They almost look identical. So, they were scrolled to the same spot almost, so I don't know which one was which. Sorry about that. I'd opened it twice, so I don't know which one was. But she hadn't received any money. By asking for, she's going to ask for $4,500. I just wanted to put in the reason that I am giving you a reading versus playing the Lynette Preston tunes is because, yeah, she's like, oh, copyright strike. And you'll win a copyright, You'll absolutely win a copyright thing. But I don't want to waste 2 days, 4 days, whatever long it fucking takes to play around with it. So I'll read it to you. She said $4,500. And by asking for $4,500 for the permit, I'm not breaking any rules of the bankruptcy or anything else. Just to clarify, so that no one takes anyone else's word for my own. Wait, what? You mean no one takes anyone else's word over your own? Okay. Well, in that, again, you can be asking about money, where it goes, who it actually belongs to. But yeah, you could set up something asking for money, sure. Now, the court may not be happy about that. So, and she did retract that and say it doesn't matter with the 4,000, which we'll look at again. We'll look at her video statements because she said that she needed $4,500. And then she comes back and says, you know what? Actually, I need $35,000, which they had, by the way. They should still have, But hey, what do I know, right? What do I know? These are my words written right here and on my video. These are my words. No one else's words matter. These are my words. When I need help, I will ask for it. Well, unfortunately for you, Lynette, your pals have said that you are untrustworthy and they have done everything in their power to undermine your ability to get it. So, again, fun times there. Right? Fun times. Everyone else is asking for help for this or that or whatever, and I don't see a problem with us asking for it. For the love of God, we are not monetized. I am not monetized. You know what, lady? You would almost be monetized right now. I hope you hear me with this. If you'd have left up that video, it had over 2,000 hits, and it was growing. Look. I'll tell you how to be monetized. You want to listen. You want to put together an hour-long video. You want to stack it full of juicy tidbits that everyone wants to hear. And then, if you would have had 2,000 clicks on that, that'd be 2,000 watch hours. That's half the monetization. You'd already be halfway there anyway. But we got you the 1,000 subs you asked for. And like I said, I would love to see you monetize just because it'll piss certain people off. And you say they're threatening you, so I think it does already piss them off. But you would be monetized. I don't get paid for any of these channels. I don't get paid for my own channel. That's all I wanted to say. No, you don't make money off of me. Fuck you, say. I don't owe you $1. I don't owe you a dime. By the way, if you'd like to show Lynette Preston what a montage channel looks like, consider the old breadsticks. That's right. If you'd like to support this channel and to show these folks what monetization would be like if they would just go out and, I mean, she wants to dunk on the old weirdos. Dunk on them. We'll definitely support it. Let's look at our videos now. You ready for this stuff, folks? Oh, you feeling it, babies? Here, I'm going to pull up video 1. Now, video 1 was 10 minutes, okay? I'm going to read you this, all right? And if you're, again, asking, why would you read that umbrella guy? Well, like I said, you know, people keep promising false strikes. Now, they are illegitimate strikes, but I'm not spending my days fighting false strikes. Not now. If they make me fight a false strike, I will. And I promise, I promise people, hear me on this. You strike me, I will return the favor. I will. I leave all these people alone with their dumb shit. But if one of them strikes me, I promise them I may take their channel just because I feel like it, you know. I may take the whole thing just because. So let's pull up the transcript, shall we? This will be video 1, all right? Video, I'm going to pull it up on Word, but again, if you missed it and you're like, hey, Tug, I need a copy of that thing so I could look it over. Well, you're in luck. I do have it. So if you need it, let me know. I will link it to you, you know? Again, she's not monetized. You're not hurting her. In fact, we're the ones who helped her. She was like, give me 1,000 subscribers. We did, lady. We did. We asked. Okay, so this was her first wonderful live out there. Again, like I said, it's about 10 minutes. We don't need, with the regular one, I've got timestamps, all of that. We've got, all it is that, by the way, you're not missing anything when we're doing it this way. You're not missing a damn thing except her voice. So you can relax to the smooth sounds of another person reading it to you, or you can listen to this, you know, I mean, but there's nothing on the screen except a picture of her and the kid. It was really interesting too, to see 2L attack people when they were like, you know, you had Preston saying, I don't want my kid out there. But I mean, her icon is her and her little kid, no face redaction or anything. If you want to do that, Lynette, you should redact the face on the kid. You should tell John to do that too. It's smarter that way, you know, just do it that way. Also, every video that you have up is your kid's face and stuff is on it. You should probably remove those. You know, you can keep them for yourself, but you could blur out the face. Like I put up a blur with my kids' faces. You know, other weirdos have put up my kids' faces before, but not me. I don't. I did when the one was really little because weirdos were putting up face pictures without my help. But I'll tell you, you start blurring out your kid's face everywhere. I will definitely, like I said, I try not to show. I don't think I've ever shown your kid's face. I don't think I have. I remember one time, maybe I take that back. There was a video where somebody put up like an earning thing in the background and it had the kid's face on it and something else. And I blurted it out after the live stream. And that's not against, again, if she's showing it, you show whatever, you know, and that's what people were doing. They were making a point. They were saying, hey, if you don't want this, why are you putting this up? That's all that's on your channel. And because of that, of course, weirdos that let your kid live in a 10 by 15 shed, they attack others. So let's go over this. She's like, there's so much going on And I guess I just need to be clear about a few things. Need to clear up some things about the house and about the property. We're in desperate need to get this permit paid. Now, the permit, just to make this clear, Lynette, the permit won't matter. If you get the permit after the fact, it's not going to help you in the bankruptcy because it goes from when you filed going forward. So delaying justice, which you tried to do, and I think a judge, we read over that that thing last night. In fact, I mean, the judge kind of called you out for doing that. They said, what was it? They said in the footnote, and I'm quoting it, I'm looking at it right now because I still had it pulled up. It said, quote, whether debtors delay in submitting competing orders, after talking about this was in the order talking about how you skipped out on the depot, whether that was yet another effort to delay discovery in this case remains to be seen. So you can't just go in, delay the shit out of things, and then pretend, oh yeah, we fix things. That it's already been decided, Lynette. It's unfortunate for you on that. But if you want to blame somebody, that is not a Jeremy Hale's problem. That is not a me problem. That is, well, beyond a you problem. That also is a Lisa Lee problem. That is anybody that told you to file bankruptcy problem. Again, you had permits that were out there. They were good until March 2025. You had a fortune ready to start work on the barn. That's the key word, start work. All you had to do was have the work ongoing. So you didn't have it ongoing. Y'all didn't do anything with it. You said you were begging Lisa to do that stuff for you. Well, when she didn't do anything with the permit, of course it lapsed. that problem, that's a Lisa issue. So blame the right people. Who talked you into doing bankruptcy? Blame your lawyers. Blame the people that were like, hey, yeah, let's tell people we can have $6,000 and we can get everything done. Blame them. Don't just blame random people. But yeah, you can't do it after the fact. I guess all the laws and everything are changing October 1st. I have a third party. I'm going to ready right now. It should be contractor here to do everything. We have him on standby. We've had him on standby for 1.5 years. He's been waiting to do everything. I don't want to get into the reasons why things have happened the way, whatever they are. So right here, she's like, we've had this guy on standby for 1.5 years. Oh, I don't want to say why we haven't had anything going on for 1.5 years. Yes, 1.5 years. That is actually a correct assessment of time, by the way. Again, they collected money in November and December. They collected money for a lot of things. Again, January was supposed to start all of the work up. It was supposed to be done, in fact. That's what donors were told by the end of January 2025, not 6, 5. 1.5 years. That is correct. Now, she doesn't say the why, but you know why. You know exactly why. You know why there are threats going around, too, I'd imagine. You know why, Lynette? Because they're trying to raise $5,000 to sue somebody, and they don't want your problems getting in their way. In fact, I think they have done you to a disservice to the point they take your money, they don't help you out with all the, they put up a fence. What a piece of shit, the ugliest fucking fence in the world, right? They do that. They get other people to send gifts for kids. Now, you don't know how much money was raised off that either. You say, hey, I was given a Christmas for kids. Well, again, I go back to if I raise $7,000 and I spend $1,000 on a Christmas and I put the rest in my pocket, do you consider that fair? Do you consider that right and just? Or do you consider that jacked up? Because what we've heard is money belongs to me. So again, no transparency. I know, but she's calling it out right there. I'm not saying who did that. I don't want to get into the reasons or whatever. It doesn't matter what I say. No one's going to believe a word I say anyway. Oh, there's been plenty of people. Like I said, Lynette, I was totally there with you when you wanted to go into the Fed stuff. Oh, I was there, baby. I was there. You know, I was. The problem is your inaction. I mean, hell, for everything you want to say about someone like Tina was there too. Oh yeah, she was there to help you not only take people out again. There's this thing when victims are wronged, and you would be a victim in this for sure. When victims are wrong, and you go to the police, you go to the feds, you go to the attorney general. Yeah, if they've taken your money, not only they get in trouble with that, but they still owe you money, and you'd be able to talk about that too. You want to talk about a great story, Lynette? If the police came in and they actually did something for you, then you could go out and be like, hey, I was wronged by these people. I had all this money to fix up this thing for my kid, and they stole it from me. And then not only they steal it from me, but they talked me into going into bankruptcy, and they stole my life and my dream. See, that would be a damn good thing to talk about. You can actually, you can really bury them with it. But anyway, so let's continue. So what I'm going to say is just what's happening now. What's happening now is that the blueprint needs to be updated. If they're not updated, they will not be up to the, I think that's 2026 code, which, 2026 code is what they are. Again, this is a transcript, it's about 98%. And again, if you want to hear the words, like I said, I play them there, but she's like, abstraguo, which takes effect October 1st, I believe. But they're also a mess. It wasn't caught when we first got the building started and all of that. I never noticed that they didn't cut the doorways. They left the beams on the floor and didn't make the headers. There was no place. They also, when she starts talking about the loft, so somebody pointed out something to me about the loft thing. Now, she isn't the first person to mention loft issues. Let me see. Let me find it. Somebody sent something over and mentioned. So they were noting, in this, that they were saying the blueprints were incorrect because the loft hadn't been designed correctly. Yet, when LP and 2L fell out before, 2L said that LP got greedy and was making demands to have the blueprints changed to put in a loft space with a bathroom, etc. Huh. Now, who's lying in that? Was there always this loft space? Or was that something, again, 2L threw you under the bus, Lynette? Because I know you've been listening, lady. And that's fine. Listen away. You should be listening to somebody besides these people, man. We told you that before. We told you absolutely you should be listening to other people besides that. It doesn't have to be to me either. You can be listening to, God, you should have contacted your own attorneys. That's what I said. But, well, what do I know, right? What do I know? But anyway, she said that you got greedy and you wanted to change up everything. And that's why loft space comes up. So, who's telling the truth now, Lynette? I'd be curious. But anyway, she says, there's no place for the access to the loft. The loft was listed as a storage unit or a storage space, not a bedroom. Well, it's a bedroom. The lady who did it, I'm not going to call her out either, made some mistakes and doesn't want to fix them. So wait a minute, Lynette, there's another person you're going after? So the lady who did the blueprint, she's also a problem? Lordy. Lord. Because of everything that's going on, and I don't blame her, honestly. Yeah. Are you offering her money? That's probably the biggest part of that. Most people, they don't work for free. I mean, that's a really big part of things, you know, like for me, if you were like, hey, that umbrella guy, will you do all this work for me? I'd be like, yeah, you can come off a few dollar dues and like hook it up. Cause that's what I would want, right? Wouldn't that be what you folks would want too? You would actually want, I don't know, to get paid for your work. I think that's, see, like I said, I think that's funny because we hear about how terrible and bad all these. I mean, we got another group of people being blamed for being the bad guys out here too. Oh, Lord. It's so crazy. So look at this. Nobody wants to go through this. Nobody at all. I have to raise $4,500. So now she has retracted this. She let it stay up. People talked about it. This again was really interesting because at the time, 2L, see, it's this competing group of people. You know, you have 2L asking for money. You have not only 2L wanting the old moolah, but you got Lynette Preston. And they're asking for around the same amount of money too, if you notice that. Which is interesting because I don't see at that time 2L really going out of her way to try to help or save you. You know what I mean? I don't see her being like, yeah, you know what? Maybe we should help her out. I don't think that she would do that. But what do I know? Maybe she's the greatest person ever, right? She's just really, really slow on her uptake. But $4,500, that would pay for the permits. It would pay for the blueprints to be updated and fixed. But like I said, they're not right. Right now, there's no HVAC. There's no heating or cooling. There's nothing listed for heating or cooling. There's no stairs or access to the loft. No shit. We got these blueprints. But we do. Oh my God. Well, we didn't include HVAC. Oh my God. That Lynette Preston talked about that barn being a cooker in there. An absolute cooker. You remember when 2L was saying, I got you that island. Why don't you ever cook in the barn? Lynette's like, are you kidding me? This thing is like, we're in the middle of Florida. There is nothing there. It's a cooker. You know, think about that. That's so funny too. Like 2L is like, okay, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to buy you a water heater that you can't hook up. According to Lynette, they get a water heater and it's the wrong water heater. It's the wrong unit. She's like, 2L is so lazy that she won't send it back. She won't ask them. She just ordered another water heater. So she drops 2 in there that have no use. She drops in 2 toilets that have no use. And a bunch of lumber where, well, it just sits on the ground and rots. Woo, woo, baby. I mean, wow, way to go there. Meanwhile, blueprints don't even have HVAC in them. You know what's really bad? So Gabe, whether or not he's supposed to be doing it, he does work in that area, let's say. You know, he does that kind of contracting, or did, you know, he got in trouble for, doing this without a license. But you're telling me that these mofos never looked at the blueprints and they were never like, yeah, you probably need an air conditioner in this thing. Oh my God. It does make you wonder though, who is telling the truth again, Lynette, about the room, you know, you're discussing, because you're telling me that there was a loft bedroom that was supposed to be there, but they were like, oops, no stairs. I mean, again, I'm sure you got all the original items where you can show all of that, post them up, man. I mean, these people talk about your life all the time. If you got something to dunk on them with, fucking dunk on them. Make them look like liars, you know? You had plenty of receipts before. You know what you should post, Lynette? You should post the receipts to the fence. You said you had them. You said you had proof. And actually, the funny thing is, when you pushing that, they admitted that the gift cards did pay for fence panels, but they said that the fence posts, concrete, and other stuff, that's where the big money came from. So when they're removing $10,000 or more from this, because they say, oh, that was fence money, when they're removing all of that money from it, they're saying, yeah, you know, fence posts, concrete. I mean, the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Plus, apparently volunteers needed to get paid. I've never heard of that in my life. Have you, folks? Like, when you volunteer for something, like if you volunteer to help you move something. Now, I'm not saying you can't give them some money and be like, yo, I appreciate your help. But when they volunteer, are you paying them? Because most people, when I ask, like, hey, guys, like, can you help me out with something? You know, like my friends, when I'm like, hey, come over, help me move this crap in the house or whatever. When they're like, yeah, we'll help you out. They're not doing that for a pay rate. Maybe I misunderstood the way that works. I thought you just, when you volunteered, especially for a family in need, you weren't getting paid. but again, what do I know, right? What do I know? I ain't shit. Actually, there are laws about how that's supposed to work. You are not supposed to be taking the money and going with it. But, hey, what do I know again? Anyway, she says, they're not right. There's these mistakes. There's no heating. Look at this. No heating or cooling. There's nothing listed for heating or cooling. Oh, my God. But, yeah, no stairs. There's a lot of mistakes. So they need to be fixed. Could we get a permit from Otter Creek? Well, it's looking like we could, but why would I do that? Knowing that that their mayor has sworn an affidavit that I did something I didn't do. And one of their board members, I have a trespass on. What the fuck? So she's saying that from the town, I could get these things, but so the trespass that you took out, these are people, she's like, those people that helped Lloyd, never. They said I put out signs, never. I could get this thing from them, but I'm going to go a harder way. You guys pay more money for it. That's interesting, Lynette. Wow, what a way to take that. That doesn't sound good. I don't feel comfortable doing that. Not at all. Ma'am, this is their job here, okay? You have plenty of internet reach. If these folks denied you something that you actually qualify for, you could really throw a fit about it. But hey, what do I know? Again, she ghosted this and she ghosted the next one too. And I think that everyone with a brain out there would agree with me. Everyone with a brain. You don't agree with me, you brainless nits. You stupid nitwits. If I only had a brain. Oh, this lady's so funny. You just don't need to do that. I've had somebody ready to do the permit for a year and a half. He has the blueprints. He has everything. He's just ready to do them. So what I need to do is this. I need to raise the money. You had the money, man. You have the money. Why not go after the money? I've been telling you this since right at the last quarter of 2025. But instead, you focused. Look, you sold yourself out for pennies on the dollar. Instead of going after that, you decided that giving them, you think about the violations that happened, that were complained about with the Ohio courts. Many of them were because you gave video to these weirdos and more. You could have just skipped all that shit. You just didn't even have to do that. Why give them anything? Are they helping you? Put it out yourself. You know, it'd be amazing, Lynette, if you were going to complain about, oh my God, he was over here and I got this video. Why didn't you put it out yourself? Why third party that shit? That's really weird, isn't it? It's very strange. You could be monetized making your own dollar dues instead of them. I mean, again, they used you to make bank, and you yourself saying, oh, I never got any of it. Well, if you didn't get any of it, Lynette, if that is true, then I think everyone, and again, the people that are in that chat now, they're not the people who gave that money. Okay. But they're sitting around telling her, oh, just keep it. Just keep it. That Lynette, oh, she's a terrible human being. Fuck her, she doesn't deserve that money. Lynette, you don't deserve it. That's what they're saying. So, I mean, again, if you really want to do something about it, why not really do something about it? Go after the money. Nobody's going to give you the amount of money that was there from before. The people, they've been told that you don't deserve it. And again, by the people that you keep kissing their ass too. That's the craziest thing. Like if somebody was like, this person's an ungrateful piece of shit, I'd be like, you know, what's that magic word? Oh yeah, you could go F yourself, you know. I would not put up with that ever. I would never deal with garbage like that. But hey, what I know. Anyway, she's like, I need to raise the money. I don't know what I'm going to do if I can't, but I'm going to try with everything in my being any way I can. I will go through my storage units at my house. I will get rid of everything that's worth a dime, which is practically nothing. You cannot do this, Lynette. You can't sell off everything in your bankruptcy that is worth a dime. Look, she's saying right here, that, like, this is a problem. You know, again, can you physically sell off things? Sure, you can do that. But when the bankruptcy rolls around and they're like, you sold off what now? You did what? When they start asking you about that. And then on top of it, when they're like, did you list that? Because, I mean, I looked at your listing for bankruptcy. I mean, again, it's something that's out there publicly. And when I looked at it, I noticed you didn't claim a lot of stuff. You said that you didn't have any, you didn't even list extra clothes or anything. I mean, you listed nothing. And now you're telling us, well, you've got these storage units, which, funny enough, the storage units, here's a question. I got to look something up real fast, okay? Humor me. I'm curious. In bankruptcy, if I own storage sheds, do I have to claim them? Or are they part of my property? See, here's the problem that Lynette would have with that, I would think. I would think she'd have to list them because you have to disclose everything. Now, the sheds may be property exempt. I don't know. Again, I don't know. But they added that after the fact. So when she bought it, she talks about the money they spent, and they added these quote unquote storage units, you know, where she's talking about the shed. So she didn't claim those either. So, I mean, when she's talking about units or any of this stuff wasn't claimed. None of it. Like none of it is one of your possessions. Again, that may be exempt, but I would think you would have to at least list it. I'm, again, no bankruptcy lawyer. So, but then again, some of the people that are attached to the bankruptcy, I feel like they aren't much of a bankruptcy lawyer either. So, anyway. Everything's pretty ruined in here, unfortunately, but I'll do what I can to do it, but I may need help. Everything's pretty much ruined in there. Oh, yeah, she said that she had a water leak at one time. I remember that now. So she's saying that all of that stuff. And again, you know, I'm not saying it didn't. I just had a water leak through an air conditioner leak through a wall. That was not fun. It does look better on the side of the room. I had to move a bunch of crap though, which was not fun. I've got a long wall through this area, and I put in the 2 snake tanks there. That's what I've added. I think they look cool there. So that way it's easy. There's not a lot in the metal holder, you know, that the thing's on there. It's pretty minimal. It looks pretty good that way. Anyway, I'm rambling. I don't know if there's anybody out there any longer who wants to help me. Well, you had all those people. I would say that if you feel this way, all these people that were out there, that 2L, again, those were supposed to be your people, but 2L went out there. You know, it's one thing I'd like to explain to me. So we talked about John Cook buying the little crystal things, you know, for 2L. You know what else he was buying? Now, she's talking about how these people have essentially ruined her ability to raise money and stuff, right? He wasn't just giving that. Check this out. I'll go back to that in a second. He also was dropping them super coffees. That's right. Johnny Boy Cook, who cannot work. He cannot do anything there. Who says, again, I don't care what if you're on disability and you can use your money for whatever. I don't want to police you on that. I don't give a shit, you know, honestly. You know, if that is between you and the government. My problem in this, though, is she's saying, and John Cook have been saying, they can't afford to eat, man. They're begging for money right there. Look at them begging for your money so they can put in a freaking a permit or do all this stuff. And meanwhile, look what they're doing. They're dropping money to the people that owe them money, that have taken your money, Lynette. Oh, I would be so pissed. And she does call John Cook out. But still, what the fuck? You got to get your house in order. It was really interesting because when I talked to her that wonderful time back when I talked to her, she told me a wonderful thing. She told me that she would be more open about things, but she had to sneak around. Why? Because John Cook, he would be mad if he knew what she did. Oh, he'd be really, really mad. And God knows, you know. Yeah, and like, okay, so somebody that would know told me about those sheds too. Those sheds are filled. I mean, we've seen pictures, like when she went in and she was showing the video to Fish and Wildlife. Remember when all that came up? Those things were crammed full of household items from Northport, all of that. So all these, like, again, I don't know, but it's interesting. You're telling me that none of that at all could make it into. Hey, mods, do me a favor real quick. I've got to I have to take a pill right now. It's for my leg. My leg is awful. I have to take something. So I got to go grab it. It's just upstairs. It'll take me 1 minute. I will be back in 1 minute. Just tell people if there's dead silence, I apologize. I will be back in 1 minute and we'll continue. But I got to get this. I'm back. I apologize for that. Oh my God. Okay, here we go. I'm having an issue with it. I got to get it checked out. It's got it looks like what they call that, venular insufficiency, where your vein in your leg or whatever doesn't pump blood down to your feet right. So it's been acting up. Fun times. But compared to any other problem, it's just something small. You know, not anything bad about it. But I have to take something more when it acts up too much. All right. So anyway, she says, I don't know if there's anyone out there any longer who wants to help me. You've been told so many lies about me by so many people. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous, babies. You know, it's unsettling. Again, it's funny that your own PR, they spent an entire night, knives out on you, an entire night talking about how you, again, they blamed Lynette Preston for 2L's medical problem. Imagine that. Like they said that she was the reason that 2L has had medical issues. Like they blamed her. It's amazing how they turn on so many people. You know, I saw, by the way, Jay showed something today, like talking about them turning on people. I'm not going to show it right now, either while we're talking about this, but just a note in this. I saw the reason that 2L threw a fit about Don B. I saw the message there. How dare he ask some questions? So, I mean, anybody, yeah, they turn on you there. And again, Lynette, you've had an entire year, though, to produce. You want to show me something that says that Jeremy Hales is this monster? You know what you've done in that? You've provided some of the worst fucking people in the world. Videos of a guy where we're driving down the road. I mean, what's going on there? You know, some of the worst fucking criminal pieces of shit that are out there. Yeah, that really sold me on that. But you know, when you talked about 2L, well, you did have some pretty interesting receipts. But anyway, I don't want to get into the Ashley thing. I will eventually, but I'm not going to get into that now. I did not abuse her. And my own children will tell you that I did not abuse her. She was look, she's like, I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to talk about it right now, but I'm going to talk about it right now. This right here, Lynette, is why people don't give you money. Because you go from talking about your baby, HG, you talk about the home and stuff, to you talk about another child you had and the awful things that you did. You see why people are like, yeah, I don't think I want to give money for that. You see a problem there. She was the baby. She was spoiled rotten. I had a lot of problems with her. A lot of problems. Jealousy issues. Sibling rivalry. Oh, no. Sibling. You know, I have 2 little girls. You know what I do that keeps them from competing? Like they want from you, you know. They always do. And the way that you keep them from steamrolling one another is you show them both love and affection. So if you're telling me you gave them all this love and affection, well, it wasn't enough. Lynette, if a child is getting enough, they're going to have moments of jealousy. All siblings do. They have moments, you know. I mean, that happens. But the things you try to lay off on Ashley, first of all, I don't believe there. But even when you talk about some of that stuff, when you're talking about little kids and their behavior tracks back to the adults around them. It's kind of like when you talk about other kids and you talk about behavior, you know. The behavior tracks back to adults around them. There are ways to, if you see bad behavior coming up, you can course correct, you know? But, I mean, sibling rivalry, whoa, jealousy, yeah. Again, who play, like that kind of shit happens when people play other people for affection. So, that does not look good. That doesn't look good at all. Let's continue. But that will be explained coming soon. Bye. It's just going to keep going, by the way. Right now, I want to deal with getting this permit. I need to get it as soon as possible. I need to do it so that it's correct and it's right. That will make it a 3-bedroom, which will give each one of us a bedroom, as it should be. And I guess that what I wanted to come on here for, yeah, I'm saying a lot. I'm very nervous to come on here and speak. It's not easy for me to do all of this. I'm not used to being able to have my freedom of speech. You have the ability to have freedom of speech with whatever. You absolutely have the ability. You don't have to like people. The problem is, oh my Lord, Lynette, when you have a protective order or something like that against you, remember when you were happy as a lark when Hales, when you were holding him up with a temporary protective order that went on for a year? Weren't you very thrilled about that? Weren't you just ecstatic to deny him his Second Amendment rights, his First Amendment rights, and so on? But now that I have it back, it's hard to use it. But I need to do this, and I need help. If there's anybody who wants to help me, you're just going to have to private message me, because I don't know how else to do it. I'm going to. I can give out the name of the permitting person to you. You can pay him directly. You don't have to give us any money whatsoever. I'm not asking on John's behalf. I can tell you right now, and I don't mind saying it, John and I are at a total out. So she's just like, F John. You know why I'm telling you this has been this way? Because he threw in with Lisa. I'm telling you, that's what's happened. They are all, Lynette, they are going to take everything you have. John's plan, in my opinion, was to maintain his portion of the property. It's going to bust your ass right out of there. And then what? And then what, Lynette? Like, after he has the freedom to say, you no longer have control or ownership to it, what do you think happens to you? Do you think, look, he's not married to you. You can't come after him for anything. So he could have taken that piece of the land that was his and sold it or done whatever. And he could bounce. He's thrown in with these people. Why do you think that is? Like, I would be asking that quite a bit. Wouldn't you, folks? Wouldn't you be like, hey, this guy's living here with me and say all these horrible things about all the time. She said some pretty awful things. Are they true? Don't know. Never had proof. Hey, by the way, Lynette, while you're filming, why don't you show us those ashes in the shed? The ones he keeps as a macabre war trophy. I think you want to prove that John Cook is a terrible human being. That's one way to do it. You'd be like, yeah, these are the ashes that are his ex, where he was so awful that she herself, after they divorced, and he keeps her ashes around like a trophy. You claimed that. So I think if you show something like that, it may, these people, these anti-Hales individuals, they're not even, you know what they are? They're pro-2L. That's what they are. You'll maybe not ever wake them up, but boy, you show stuff like that, it definitely looks bad to a larger audience out there, doesn't it? What does that say? Well, little Deuce Coop, little Deuce Coop. Hell, Lynette write a Dear John. Oh, that's a good question. I'm wondering with the bankruptcy. I keep wondering this too. We've seen them write in every other case, right? We've seen how much they write to judges. Have they been doing that in the bankruptcy case too? See, I don't know the procedure for all of that or anything, but I cannot imagine them slowing down and being like, yeah, in this case, we're not going to do all of that. All these other cases, sure, but in this case, we're going to calm down. You know what I mean? I just don't see them doing that. So I am curious about that too. Have they been writing their Dear John letters for it? But yes, it is a literal Dear John letter, right? When it's about John Cook. That is kind of funny. All right, but John and I are total out. Anything there was left in feelings, even toward friendship, I believe at this moment is gone. Look, we're not even friends anymore. F that dude. Oh my. You know, the 2L has 100% taken John's side on things, by the way, which is real interesting. They still use the kid as a profit tool, but they say, you know, and again, Cook has no claim with that whatsoever. I mean, legal claim. He can call himself whatever. He can call himself the fucking president, but that doesn't make it so, you know what I mean? But they definitely, it's funny because they've made Lynette Preston the bad guy, especially when she started talking about certain people. When this came out, especially, they came after her even harder. But they were already coming after her. And Lynette, again, you were dumb enough to throw back in with him, lady. You know, you came out, you gave them what they wanted, and then they stuck it behind a paywall. They were like, yes, sucker. And then after you did that, after you were like, yeah, they have never done anything wrong to me. Oh, I never even knew how much money. You realize, like, that's an indictment of them. That's actually not a positive thing. But they were like, yeah, all right, this sucker now. Now John Cook and the child are your victims, according to them, according to their chat. That's what they keep saying. So when you're saying about, John, fuck him, well, they say, yep, that's just you. You're a monster. So I believe at this moment it's gone. I would love to have the friendship back, but right now I don't see it as possible. I feel very alone right now, very alone. And I want to just do it and get it done. I don't understand this either, Lynette. If you hate the guy, you're like, I hate this man, but by the way, I want to build this thing. I want you all to pay for it. And we need 3 rooms so John Cook can live inside of it with me too. Even though I hate him enough that I don't even consider him a friend anymore. I mean, think about that. That is wild shit, isn't it, folks? I hate this dude more than anything, but can you help me pay for a barn setup in which we can all live together? I wonder about that. I also wonder, Lynette, and I mean this too. If these people are as awful as you say sometimes, you know, you talked about Hales. Hales, man, he's not even around. So when you're talking about them people threatening you and stuff, it's got to be some of these folks. Do you consider them safe? She's like, I'm alone right now. I'm just out here in the middle of nothing, and I'm totally alone. Isn't that weird? Anyway, so if you want to help, you private message me. First, I'm going to speak to the engineer, the perimeter, and see what he wants to do and how he wants me to do, because he's already been made public, I believe. But that's not the point. Yeah, you did bring up who he was. It still should ask his permission. Yeah, nobody's going to give you $4,500 for that. They're not. They're not. You burned the major donors, Lynette. You were part of burning them. Even if you say I'm not, you said things that made it sound like, with only me, again, you made statements that made it sound like he was part of the people that were quote unquote victimizing you. It was not good, you know? Because he may be an a-hole in the chat or anything, but that's not what, he's never been near you. He wasn't messaging you. He wasn't bothering you. So it's very weird. That's probably why he wouldn't come off of talk to the police for you. You know, but let's see how he wants to do things, because I like to do things by the book. Anything that anybody that knows me personally knows that I do things very legitimately, very by the book. So it's easy for me to laugh at all these lies and all this garbage. That's all I'm going to say right now. I need $4,500. Remember, there's more video after this. And the next video will get into, actually, she needs $35,000. So that'll be even better. I can provide a receipt for this amount. I can show you exactly what he has asked for. He has sent this out to my bankruptcy attorney, to the trustees in the bankruptcy. He has sent it out to Lisa Lee has been notified of it. Oh, Lisa Lee, huh? Lisa Lee, you mean the person that had all your money and won't come off of that? That's amazing, isn't it? So 2L knows about it, and she's out here saying, well, you know what? The donors, they want me to keep the money. That's right. Every donor, every one of them, 100%, all of them agree. All of them. That me, I should have gotten a car. I should get my own lawyer, but I haven't done that yet. No. But put a 1 in the chat. Or no, what was it? Put 2 in the chat, like Jay was saying. Put a 2 in the chat if you think that. And there's 2. There's a 1. Ban that person. That is how it goes. It's pretty funny stuff. All right, so Lisa Lee has been notified of it. It's been made public, basically. Either it is public or it's not. I haven't seen it posted to the public, so you can't basically do something with the public. Oh, Lord. But I will talk to him and see how he wants me to be able to get payment, to come to him if anyone wants to help. If you don't want to help, I know what you're going to do. You're going to share this immediately. It's going to go out to everyone's channel. Well, let me tell you something. You don't have my permission to share this. You don't have my permission to put it on another channel. And if you do, I will copyright strike you immediately. I'm done playing games. Yeah. You know, like I said, you try that. First of all, these are words. These don't have your voice or anything else. It's just words. So if you try that, I'm going to wad your fucking channel up like a paper wad, and I'm going to crush it. And then when you come back begging, because you will, when you come back begging, because these people have thrown you away, and you sold everyone out for a few $1,000s for an Ohio lawyer. When you come back because they won't give you shit, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, you know, I mean, you lie about conversations. You lie about all that. I mean, these people fucked you over. But what do? You try to defend them still. That's your bad, lady. It's your bad. Again, I don't like you or trust you, but like I said, I am definitely a person of my word. I started supplying you with all the information that you wanted for that stuff, and yo ass. Once these people folded and they were like, "Oh yeah, she's going to really report me." Well, again, told you, IC3, Attorney General, you go do all of that stuff. If you put in a tiny bit of effort to report it and what happened, especially since you're the person that's supposed to get that money, you could bury these folks. You could. But with all this garbage, I'm done. I'm over it. I'm not going to play anymore. The bad people have destroyed my child. They've destroyed, oh crap, now I'm going to cry. Oh, they've destroyed my child. They've destroyed, taken from her an adoption journey. It should have been magical. It should have been a fairy tale. It should have been a wonderful story that she could tell forever. Now it's been stripped from her. It's not. She's 6, dude. Stop talking about again. People trying to abort her. People abandoning her and shit. Nobody's taking anything from her. She's 6. I mean, holy crap, dude. Please tell me you're not telling her this stuff. Don't say these things to her. Like I said, I've got a child about the age of HD. She pops in every now and then. You hear her. There's been crazy and disruption in our lives, you know, with some of the stuff that's going on. But you notice how happy she is, no matter what. You know why? Because I don't tell her about the disruption and the crazy. I don't tell her when people make threats. I didn't tell her about any of the anything that's going on. I don't tell them about when. And you talk about CPS, dude. I'd have to count them up, but I think by now I either have close to a dozen or over. I don't remember. I have to go back and look because it's been, this kind of stuff's been going on for a year, since 2019. People do that. They call it fake shit. So, been there. You know what? My kids, my oldest can understand, because she's almost 13, but my 6-year-old, no. She doesn't understand, excuse me. She doesn't understand them at all, and she shouldn't. So you saying that life's been destroyed, man, I hate you saying this. Children are precious. Your child doesn't need to understand anything that's going on. And if you're telling her about it, that means you're the problem, Lynette. So really, you need to do a survey of self and really go over that. But she's like, oh, she's going to have to deal with it when she grows up. It's sick. It's sad. It makes me sick. It makes me sick. I love this child with all my heart. I will do whatever I have for her. I'll give my life for HG. You know what you won't do for her, though? You won't stand up to the fuckers who stole all your money. That's the one thing you won't do, because you still haven't grown the sack for it. You got to spine up, lady. You got to do it. You got to go. So anyone out there, I'm abusing her, hurting her, you out of your mind. She's right here sitting next to me. Don't talk. She should say something if she wanted to. You said, don't talk. Oh, she told her, don't talk. She could say something if she wanted to, but I'm not going to let her, because I'm not going to put it out there. Dude, her face, meanwhile, she's talking and there's an icon of her and the kid. So again, if you don't want her out there at all, redact her face off shit. Tell these other people not to put her on t-shirts. Also, you shouldn't try to use her as the sales ploy for the turtle thing. None of that. She's not being abused. She's not being hurt by her parents. We adore her. She's the most important thing in the world besides my other children and my grandchildren, except the ones that I've talked about before. Fuck them. You know what I mean? Oh, Jesus. I love them the same. Anyone who thinks differently, you're out of your mind. So that's all I have to say for today. Again, we got another video coming. That's all I got to figure out. I don't exactly know how I'm going to figure it out, but I'm going to try. And if anyone help me, let me know. Otherwise, nothing. Otherwise, silence. Okay, so we get another one. All right. Let me go pull it up real quick. It'll just take a minute. There are 3. They get shorter as we go forward here. All right. So just to make that clear, the first one, again, you were talking about 10 minutes. This next one, it's only a couple of minutes long. And off of it, again, the money thing goes. She's like, forget about the $4,500, which was interesting, by the way. Why'd you do that? Was it because your lawyer said don't do that? Was it because 2L? See, at first I wondered. It was like, is that because 2L told her not to? Or is that because, again, your lawyer? Because I would have said that it would have been a lawyer thing, but then we got a third video. She's like, anytime I put this out, I get threats. I get threats from, well, you'll see. So that'll be the third video. The third video is very short. So these are all pretty short here. So she's like, I'm doing this live right now. I'm not going to be raising any money for the permits for the house. So she does an about face. She says, now the reason she says, just to really throw that out there, look, I need 30 to 35,000. Really, that's what I need. Not the 4,500. I need $30 to $35,000. Now, like I said, Lynette, you had that. Again, explain to me how you don't. You did an inventory. You had a Christmas paid for by all these people. How much do you think Christmas trees and a bonfire and alcohol or whatever, how much do you think all that costs? I mean, honestly, Lynette, and people gave money for that too. They gave specifically outside with money that I'm sure she's not including in there, but they gave money for it. I can't see how that Christmas thing was not paid for outside of, again, only me, because that assumes that outside. See, the assumption here is, and this is a mistake a lot of people are making, outside of the gift cards and the $56K, that's it. But no. We know other people gave money. We absolutely know that. So, again, Christmas, how much could that cost? It didn't cost them for all those presents and shit. They got all that other money, but even if we're saying they paid for something, what, $5,000 maybe? I mean, it shouldn't cost that. You'd be talking, I mean, Lord, let's be real. That's probably $1,000 at most, but I'm being real nice, $5,000. That fence, again, we know. The fence, which she noted, she talked about that. The fence itself, even they're agreeing now that the panels were paid for by gift card. But now they're saying we had to buy other things. We had to buy posts, cement, some nails and shit. Again, how much do you think that costs? Because I'm giving it $5,000, but that's a long shot. $5,000. That sure shit didn't. And I would love to see proof that actually costs more. Again, I'd love to see what it was actually raised. Not, and their accounting of it is crazy because they say, again, only this counts, only that counts. So, but again, you give them $5,000 for that. All those items that she listed, again, about $4,000 for that stuff. $14,000 there, Lynette. Again, they talk about penalties and our fees associated. They said, by the way, they were like, he didn't give us $56,000. He may have sent that much before fees. So, isn't that weird? So they're actually saying, oh yeah, 56, maybe that's right, but fees, man, fees. Oh my God. And that's insane. Let's see. Yeah, let me do the highest fees. 1 minute. I'm trying to think. What would be the highest fee you could take out? Again, they want to play like he paid a 30%, like a YouTube thing. When money was sent, especially the major money, again, was sent through PayPal. PayPal is like a 3% or something like that. Again, the most they could take from all of that would be like $2,000. But they're pretending like it's 30%. Now the funny thing is, even if let's just say they took 30% though. Let's play their game. All right. If they took 30% with the $14,000, you know how much money would be spent? If 30% of $56,000 would be what, $16,800, somewhere in there, right? I think that's about right. Is that correct? Again, you can mathlete that up if you want to. I'm guessing in my head. So even at their highest number that they want to play, that would be about $31K with the 14 and the 16.8, which is not a real number. But that would have been $31,000. Off of $56,000, we'd still be talking about $25,000 freaking dollars left that are just, where's that money? And that's just one person's donations. So when you say $30,000, you had that. You should still have that. It drives me nuts, man. Anyway, so let's read this. If for some reason I lose, we just had a power blink. So if I lose connection for some reason, you know why. I don't know why we have a power blink, but we did. I noticed it. I heard my surge protector kick, but I think it kept the internet going strong. All right, so let's read this together. Fun times. I'm doing this live. For right now, I'm not going to be raising any money for the permit for a house. There's a lot of things going on that need to be worked out first. No, my bankruptcy, me raising money because of the bankruptcy is not one of them. But there is a lot that we need to take care of, or what we need, things that need to get figured out. And right now, I'm putting that on hold. We have to take care of a lot of stuff prior to doing that. I have a meeting again with my attorney tomorrow. So she's saying, now this is prior. So she's saying she had an attorney meeting. And after I talk to him, I'll know much more about what I'm going to do, what I'm going to say, and what I'm going to let out in the public. Well, again, Lynette, you haven't done shit. She's been promising again she's going to do this giant video with everything in it. And have at it. Have at it. But this stuff right here, now look at this here. Again, I say there's a lot of Lisa call outs in this shit. I'll say this. The things that have been said and lied about me by a lot of people have been devastating to my soul. And when people that you really trust or trusted and really liked or care about hurt you, this is Lisa, dude, I'm telling you. Because again, some of these people were like, at first they were like, oh, she's talking about old friends, like, Tina. Dude, it's been, what, 9 months? Longer? No, she's talking about 2L. That's who this is. Friends that I trust or trusted. Look, again, she bucked you over. You wanted to put her in jail. You still have my contact info. I'm gonna say, quit lying, nut up. If you want some real help, I don't like you. I don't play, but I don't like them. So I would find that really fun. But you need to stop speaking in code. You need to take them again. They want you to eat shit and take blame for everything. And I think it's kind of funny because you've had to sell your soul for a few $1,000s when you had so much more. Imagine if you'd have been smart enough to take your own money. To actually, like if someone like myself would have gotten that money for you, you know what I would have done? I would have turned all of it over to you. Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't have just, hey, let's contract or anything. Like here's the thing. First of all, we wouldn't have had the problem with the permits, but even if we did, if you lock up and stall out in, say, March of 2025, nobody has the right to hold your money for a year and change and then claim it's their money and they can spend it on whatever they want to. That's right. And if she hasn't spent it already, she will. So you need to, if she's got anything, you need to be reporting it to the police before it's gone. Because if there's anything left, it will go and it will disappear. But you need to take it up with proper authorities and not with Levy County. Levy County is the most useless crap ever. You can take it up the feds and the AG. But when people that you really trust or trusted and really liked or cared about hurt you, it hurts more than when somebody you don't like or somebody whatever hurts you. That's all I'm going to say. Pray for our family because we need it. Well, what's Lisa holding over your head, Lynette? What does she have on you? What is she using for leverage? How is she keeping you quiet? Does she have something on you? I mean, did she have something like did she get video of something, or did John, did he, or does she know something else? Because I mean, Lord, if she doesn't have something solid on you, I don't understand why you wouldn't take records like the people around her. The people on her show talking about money. You got a dude that has been in trouble that was talking about the money, and they were talking about keeping it, her and her man. Her man, he's been in trouble with the law. You know why? For the elderly. Huh. You don't think that that's a real problem for him? That, there were these issues about the dollary dues with, with the elderly not getting what they pay for. And then again, why would you threw in these people without even doing a background check? That's an amazing thing too. You thought you had the play, and really they had the play. I think it's crazy. But she's like, I'm going to say pray for our family because we need it. There's a lot coming, and we really need your prayer. And I'm going to say this: transparency is coming. Full-fledged, open the door transparency. So I'm done. Like I said, playing games. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not letting people lie about me or walk all over me. I'm not going to do that anymore. No one. So put aside my need for the, now again, I'd have to look, but I'm sure that was probably supposed to be 4,500. Really, I need 35,000. Yeah. I don't need that amount anymore. Actually, I need quite a bit more. And you know, that's probably true. If you're going to do anything with the project, getting the permit and getting, in order for the permit and in order for the blueprints to have mattered in any way, anyway, you'd have to, anyway, that sounds terrible. You would have to have ongoing work. So for you not to have something ongoing, and again, you have the bankruptcy. I don't know how Lynette, like, if it were me and I was told, you know, the best way to handle this stuff, it's with a bankruptcy. Oh, that'll be a great thing. You know what? You'll walk away. You won't owe anything. Ha ha, we'll get him. And then now she's posting about, I'm going to fight tooth and nail, but I don't want to lose my land. I think I might lose my land, when 2L said last night or a couple of nights ago that it's a coin flip, 50-50, that she's going to lose her stuff. 50-50. You know it's bad. You know, they're admitting that things are really bad in the Lynette playing ground. So who did that to you, Lynette? I know it was your, it may have been, again, you're to blame for it. Of course, because ultimately, but you know, the people who gave you that advice and stuff, especially if they have some kind of like, if you've got texts of someone like Lisa being like, "Hey, you know what? You should go this way." They have all that money, man. They have tens of thousands of reasons to tell you to go away that's not good for you. They're not just some bystander. And again, you not only have let them help make decisions for you, but beyond that, you let them communicate with your lawyer. I'm sure when you're communicating, by the way, they talk about their conversations with them and your lawyer. Are you present for those? I keep wondering that. Are you part of the conversation? Or is it just your lawyer and this party out there? Were they talking there? Did you give them permission to do it? Did it just happen? Because that's a big problem. And when you allowed it, did you allow it once and it happened multiple times? Because the way they talk, it's happened multiple times. That's the way it sounds. Again, you can correct that. But if you're letting that happen behind your back, boy, you're an idiot. You are. You cannot let, I mean, you're talking about, I don't trust these people. Well, you trust them enough to, too late. Again, too late. You've gotten some real bad advice, lady. Told you that a long time ago, too. But I need 35,000. That's funny. It is funny. I don't really need that right now. I do, but I don't. Pray for us. Pray that God gives us the right answer. That's that we know how to handle it, that I know how to deal with it, because that's what I need most of all. So that's what I'm going to say. God bless to all of you. Trying to get the little pickle to bed right now. Again, there's another one of these after this. So I'm going to work on, she would like to do another song here pretty quick. We're not going to do that tonight, but I may let her do that tomorrow. She's been dying to do that. God bless all that care about us. And remember, they ghosted this stream, by the way. Everyone, who believes the lies they've been told. I just feel sorry for all of you. I really do. I feel sorry for anyone who has been lied to and believes the lies about anything. I feel sorry for you, but God bless. That's all I got to say. So we got another one. All right. So there's another one that comes. Now she deletes both of those we've gone over. And she gives you a reason for it in the next one. Because now when you listen to that again, the main part of that one that I want you picking up on is the fact that she's talking about, oh, you know, people that I've trusted or I trust and they turn on you. That's the worst thing, right? Oh, it's so terrible. And then she gives a 1 freaking minute live stream where she comes in and she starts talking about how she removes stuff because of threats. It's a very short thing. Give me a second. I'm pulling it up here, pulling it as transcript. But she tells you, I'm deleting because I find, like I said, I find this to be absolutely fascinating. Because I can't believe, I mean, again, I have the notion that Lynette, I mean, she's telling us again, these people are threatening me. So she's like, hello, hi. It says bye, but it says hi. I'm going to be deleting the last live that I did. Now, remember, she deleted. So what's amazing about this is the first live that she did had over 2,000 hits on it. It stayed up for half a day. It barely, like the last video that 2L put up, not a live stream, but a video. The last one she did pulled about, I think, 600 views. And the majority of 800 is about the highest that they'll get. Lynette came in with a 12-minute video and smashed that. And that was for half a day. She would have had as many clicks. Lynette, you would have had more clicks than their live streams get on your 12-minute video. That's right. You were burying them metric-wise. Again, you within a few weeks, you know, here's your problem too, Lynette. The numbers that you rack up for that, they don't count towards monetization if you remove them. If you want to monetize, you want to put your truth out there, well, quit fucking deleting shit. I mean, it's getting preserved. Obviously, you see that everybody's preserving this stuff. But she says, you know, the reason it seems like every time I do a little live now, I am threatened. I'm not going to say by who. I'm not going to say how. I'm just going to say it is starting to really scare me that I'm having to live like this. Wait, what? Now again, that has to be, she was talking about in the last video, people close to her turning on her. How bad that is. Video before that, she's talking about John and her on the skids. She's talking about 2L. She's talking about problems. She even brought her up and saying 2L. She knows about this permit stuff. Again, she's letting you know she ain't helping with stuff. She ain't doing anything for us. She brings up the child HG plenty, but and then, you know, if it were threat, like if it were somebody else out there, she wouldn't give a shit. It's somebody around you, Lynette. I'd be very curious to who around you is threat. I have it limited to a small group. I really think I know who it is, but you can confirm that later. But isn't it interesting? She's saying every time I do a live, I get these threats here. And it's starting to scare me. Like I said, I think she's talking, because again, her last one, she said, quote, I'll say this, the things that have been said and lied about me by a lot of people have been devastating. And when people that you really trust or trusted or really liked or cared about hurt you, it hurts more than when somebody you don't like or somebody whatever hurts you. I mean, you got that. Again, you got the John stuff, you know. Me and John, we're not even friends anymore. I have an idea of everything that happened. I mean, we just get this, but it's crazy. She's like, it's starting to really scare me that I'm having to live like this on top of everything else going on. Again, she's saying these people are threatening her. That's how I'm taking it very well. And I would not, I mean, I can only imagine what her message is from these folks. And remember, Lynette, you know what's amazing about this? Lynette was never given 2L's phone number. She talked about that. She noted it. Leslie had it. And you know that Leslie had it because when she was sending things over to Germany, she was sending over screenshots of conversation from a phone from Lisa. So you got all that money. She won't even give you a phone number. Huh. But she'll give it to this person and her quote unquote truth. They did an interview with Lynette Preston. Right after that interview, they shove it behind a paywall. Just like that. So they shut it down. And they put it in a $499 paywall where nobody will watch it or see it. And then they said, oh, well, we're doing that because, you know, it's to own Megan Fox. We're going to sue her, right? Well, weirdly enough, though, they don't put the Leslie Federico stuff behind a paywall. They only put your stuff, Lynette. What do you think about that, lady? Like if it were me, I'd be like, that's really not. That's weird, right? But again, I mean, hey, if that's what you want from these folks, it's crazy, isn't it? But shit, so I'll be deleting the last live I did. What I'm going to do is I will be posting live with my face and with everything within the next 2 weeks. And I will start my journey and my story. I will turn the comments back on. And I'm going to do this like a regular channel. Thank you. Yeah. You know what? If you want to talk about stuff, you don't have to have your face on there. If you don't want to, you know, you talk about how you don't want people to see you or see your mouth or whatever. That's fine. You don't have to put your face on there. These people, I noticed too, I get the feeling they're not helping you to describe how to stream. You know, you should look into like how sharing files and all of that works. If you want to show some wonderful stuff with 2L, oh, people will watch. And again, she can't be talking about all of us out here because we built her channel. I mean, you know, we're definitely not trying to shut her down talking. Mr. Coop got her hundreds of people. I myself got her hundreds of people. Again, we did that because I want her to be able to go out and to quote unquote show us the truth, you know? No more excuses. No, nothing else. No one's depriving you of your ability to speak. All I'm gonna say, I think something happened. Well, a few days back, something happened. Something that she's complaining about 2L. She's complaining about John Cook. Both of them, you notice they both came up as subjects in that. Then the next day, it gets a little bit more in the friends that betray you. It seems like she's hammering down more. Now, she's not saying names, but hammering down more on the 2L thing. And 2L is coming out again. You can always tell from the crosstalk. So 2L starts doing damage control. She's already throwing Lynette under the bus. She's talking about the money is hers, that she shouldn't have to even help with this anymore. All of it is one person's fault. She blamed it on Lynette Preston. A whole freaking show. Just throwing her under. Again, saying, one of my major regrets is to ever try to help this person. I mean, it's pretty nasty business. There's one other thing I want to show too. So, as you may have heard in the last couple of days, there was another person that got turned on. That would be one Don B. Now, who is Don B? that I'm going to mention. I'm going to show you something. Don B was one of the regulars over in the 2Ls, but one of the things that he had a real problem for them was asking questions. I know, terrible, right? Asking some questions, but he'd ask some questions, and they threw a fit about him the other night. They were talking quite a bit of smack about him. In fact, they were talking about him being a flipper. They were talking about him being a piece of crap, and they're talking about him lying and bringing up a comment. Now, Jay brought the comment up today, so that was something I wanted to see. I wanted to know, hey, what exactly this supposed comment, what it was. Give me 1 minute. Let me see. I was looking for something. Oh, there it is. I wanted to look for I wanted to tell you the Don stuff. I mean, the stuff they said about him was so nasty. Here. They said, quote, on Don. This is what they said. I'm quoting them from their transcript. I took notes out of it. I had me and ChatGPT. We got together and pulled it apart, and then checked it. So they said, you know what, Don B, you're a dumbass. Don B, obviously a flipper. Used to come here all the time. Oh, and I saw Don B's comment. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, Don B. Well, I saw Don B's comment. And what a lying sack of crap who literally said here all the time. He was always here. So he's like flipped and gone to the Hales. I don't know about Hales, but he's in the other. He followed Tammy and them or whatever. So he's in all the chats, and he made this comment. He brought up last Christmas. No one's bitching about last Christmas, right? There are a lot of gifts that covered 17 children. So what are you talking about, Don? Why are you bullshitting people and trying to sell this shit? There was a fence, a huge party. There was shit put out for the barn. That's why. So they went on, but I mean they attacked Don B. So I saw the question brought up that he asked. So let's look at it and see how unfair the question he is that brought up. So there's a question. Mr. Ray, I have a simple question for you. Before Lisa started this new campaign for the lawyer, she had one for a car. She raised around $3,500 for a car fund. Why hasn't she put that money toward her lawyer? Yeah, this is a question that someone asked me too, and I am curious about. So the same header that she has been raising money under, it supposedly had thousands of dollars, right? Thousands in it. And it had like a 60 or 70% funded thing. Now you have the same title for what is supposed to be the lawsuit, right? And it's got like 18%. So he's asking, he's like, hey, what about all that money that was raised from for months? Like, what's happened to that? There has been other money raised for a lawyer. She hasn't added to the total. Viewers notes have even asked about those funds. She has not been transparent with money that is given to her for things. Here's another example. So give me a second. Let me pull up the other part of it. Although this was a good question. And like I said, this is a good question. He's like, hey, I'm just asking a question here. And of course, instead of answering questions, they're like, why are you even asking these questions? Screw you. So around Christmas, one of our sweet viewers, Strictly, was matching dollar for dollar spent donated for Christmas every night for almost a month. We heard, keep buying gifts, sending super chats, cash donations. Oh yeah, you got her matching dollar for dollar. Now at the end, she never said, hey you guys, thank you for all your hard work, gracious donations for these kids. We raised X, Y, and Z, and we're able to put X, Y, and Z with this money. Plus, you have other money that was sent 20 months ago that people have a lot of questions about. So yeah, it's like, hey, how much money was raised? Again, you're never going to have transparency like that. And that is a real problem. At a point, you have people that have been around for more than a hot minute asking about that. And I think that is a very legitimate question. If I were raising that kind of money, do you think it would just be ignored? Do you think if I had been like, hey, let's raise money for all these children's in need, Do you think that if I was like, yeah, you know, we got plenty of money, and I wouldn't tell you how much it was, do you think that would be a problem? Do you think these things, do you think I'd be extended that same courtesy on that? Absolutely not, nor would a Hales or anyone else. So let's do some supers. We're not going to be on here all night tomorrow. Pick up, let's check them. So, Bridget, thank you for the silver star. Oh, look, Max Lab dropping the happy poops. And also the 100. Thank you, my friend. And the clutch, too. Thank you there. Sandra dropped the silver star. Got Jen with the thumbs up. Thank you. Look at that, Melissa, dropping in the sunshine. Thank you for the 200 jewels on there. Thank you. Country Girl drops in the chili. Blake drops in the gold coin. I saw this come in. Blue Eyes, as always, coming in, dropping 10 gifted memberships. Now, like I said, I love gifted memberships. I think it is such a positive message that you're sending out to people, because you're saying, hey, you know what? We appreciate you. You know, we absolutely do. We appreciate the heck out of you. Good Lord. You ever get those, you ever get like random weirdo like scam texts? I've got one. I'm trying to figure out where it's at. I'm trying to figure out if it's in my regular. I get a lot. By the way, here's something on Facebook. There's a fake accounts that spawn. You know, they spawn out of a certain name. So there was this lady that won. She won the lottery. Her name was Julie Leach, and I think I have 4 or 5 of them still, friend. I've got to go through and purge them again. But on Facebook, you will see tens of thousands of accounts under Julie Leach, you know, Powerball winner. And they're the same picture and everything else. They're scammers. You know, they're scammers for all of that. But I got a message that just came in through text. It's one of those scammers of, oh, I'm beautiful and I'm sexy and I've dialed the wrong number. Oh, I always think they're funny, so I'll probably mess with them off and on for a day or two. You know, I always loved it. One of the best scam baiters we ever did was this dude who we went to sell. I've told this before, but I'll tell you again. We went to sell a Pixma Pro 1 printer. I'd gotten it as a sample. Now, a Pixma Pro 1 printer is a very expensive printer. You know, they're like $1,000 printer. And at the time, I like I said, I'd gotten it. This was back in the day when Amazon would send you, you know, just basically to review. So I'd gotten it. I had done all that, and I'd used it a little bit, but again, it was so expensive to use. I couldn't afford to use it or maintain it, so I was going to sell it. I was going to sell it for $800. I did end up selling it, by the way. But I got this scammer. You know, the scammers that are like, yeah, I saw your listing. I went ahead and made sure I sent you the money. I sent a check. You know, it's one of those fake check scams where go cash my check, and you know, they're like, oh, I meant to send you $800, but I sent you $2,800. Can you go cash it? And you know, you get me $2,000 out of it. You send it back to me, no muss, no fuss, right? And you got it bought. We've taken care of it. Oh, can you do that, please? I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. So mess with this guy for weeks. I mean, he thought he had a sucker on there, but we keep coming up with excuses. Oh, I can't go. I've got a disability. I can't go. I can only go so far. And one time, though, they tell you how awful scammers are. At one time, they we were like, yeah, I went to leave my house. I was backing out, and I ran over my cat, my poor pet cat. It's terrible. It's awful. This dude, he was like, oh, that's terrible. Can I see a picture of it to prove it happened? I was like, what? So I went and I got a stuffed animal, and I put it like right behind my tire. Like it'd been ran, you know, and edged it and gave you a bad picture. And I sent it over to this scammer, and or rather we sent it over to the scammer. And The scammer's answer was hilarious. He was like, "Oh, that's terrible. So you can go tomorrow then, right?" What a terrible person. But I mean, they were like, "Yeah, show me proof that you ran your cat. Show me the body." It's like, oh my God. But if anything comes up, like your member here and everything, you know all this, you know here is legit. And I love that people are made part of this stuff. They're made part of it by people like Blue Eyes. Thank you, Blue Eyes. Appreciate you. Bill, thank you for the gold coin. Appreciate that. Rob, thanks for the $2 reduce. Appreciate you there. Time to put those email words in a Shizzy song. I'm surprised he hasn't done a song over all of, like, I think you could do a really triumphant song, just putting all of her videos together, Lynette. I think it'd be amazing. You know, he was away for a minute. He had some stuff going on. It's so funny. Some of his songs are hilarious. Travis, thanks for the 5 there. It's funny that hard to think anyone would believe he's ever touched a woman other than his mom. That's right. That dude sure has been with a woman. More believable. His girlfriend is right hand. Indeed. Like, again, that person may be first of all, if they're a troll, kudos, very funny. I would say, again, those letters are from a troll. But like I was telling Megan the other day, I met one of the people who used to write things like that. I met them. And I had the little person who developed a hatred for me. And that was just the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. He would make like fan fiction pictures. He made a fanfic picture with me. Again, when I went to Anime Matsuri, I had on my umbrella mask, but it was like a Jason Voorhees style. And he was dressed like Chucky. And he made a little fan, like a little picture of him attacking me as Chucky. Oh, it's the greatest thing ever. Oh, I loved it. But yeah, these people are strange. Yeah, Judy, thank you for the gold coin there. What's up, Cynic Man? Are you feeling better, brother, by the way? I know you had your rebound, but I hope you're feeling okay. Cynic, thanks for the 2 there. No one's wants to spelunk LMNOP's ass either. I know. Nobody wants to be spelunking that ass. Gross. What's up, Arizona Hawk? It is your birthday. And of course, man, of course, you get a song.
Happy birthday from both of us to you. Happy birthday. May all your dreams come true. Happy birthday. We love to have you here. Happy birthday. Here's to another year.
Man. Oh man, you know what's funny is I've seen I always wonder, I've seen the Volman and other people. Like I noticed Volman picking up with other story and people picking up with him. And I always wonder, I'm like, do they know who these people are? Of course not. Of course you don't. You don't know about him and his extracurriculars with the lady witnesses and that kid that he decided to keep. It's so weird. I mean, these people, they go out and they talk about CPS and everything. How the fuck do you think you got that kid? Do you think that he didn't use those same governmental systems that he bitches about and he says they're corrupt and wrong? Who is that in my chat?
What's up?
What up?
What's going on?
Oh, not much. I was going over some super reviews. I went over to Lynette's 3 videos.
She's got 3 now?
Yeah, she had 3. So she had the 10-minute one, right, where she asked for $4,500. Then she deleted that one. Right. She brought up another one.
Then she won $35,000. Yeah.
Did you read, though, the stuff she was saying about friends and all of that?
No.
Oh, dude, it gets better. Oh, she's talking about 2L, man. She's talking about... So she throws John under the bus first in the first one. You know? She's like, let's see. She says in that one, she says, I'm not asking on John's behalf about the money. I can tell you right now, I don't mind saying it. John and I are at a total out. Anything that was left in feelings, friendship, I believe is gone at this moment. I'd love to have the friendship back right now. I don't think that's possible. And I feel very alone, very alone. You know, but she also talked about with that, she mentioned on the permits, you know, for the 4,500. She said, you know, I've told everybody, my bankruptcy attorney, they know, he sent it out to Lisa Lee has been notified. I was like, well, that's interesting. Lisa Lee, you threw her in there. Huh. So then the next video, when it comes up, she starts talking about friend betrayal. Just, you know, and again, this, so she says this, she says, I will say this, the things that have been said and lied about by me, a lot of people have been devastating to my soul. And when people that you really trust or trusted and really like or care about hurt you, it hurts more than when somebody you don't like or somebody, whatever, hurts you. So that's when, remember the transcript we looked at, you know, where she was talking all that shit about the person you know is Preston when 2L was doing that. Yeah, this is the follow-up to it. And then she puts out the minute-long one where she's deleted the second one. She puts out a minute one and she says, I'm going to be deleting it. It seems like every time I do a little live, I'm threatened. I'm not going to say by who. I'm not going to say how. I'm just going to say it is starting to really scare me that I have to live like this on top of everything else. I think
threatening her.
I think, well, she can't be talking about any of us because
it's not
we built her
us.
channel.
We're not threatening her.
Yeah, so it's got to be one of the people out there. Again, this is all assumption. She's either talking about John or she's talking about Lisa. It's just one or the other. And I think with everything, with her making all those statements publicly about money and everything else, I think they had a big crash out. Like Lynette wanted money and John was signing with Lisa. Lisa's telling her, you basically F you, you know? And I think that's when we had our first video come up. Right after that, you have 2L go live. That's the transcript, you know, you marked over. It had the amoeba, you know, the thing you marked. It looked like an amoeba.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was her definitely attacking her and also saying things like, you know, the chat wants me to keep the monies and all that wonderful stuff.
Crazy.
And then we got the second one. And then right after that, the next day, we get the 1 minute, everything's deleted. And she's like, I'm going to be coming back in a couple of weeks with everything. My face will be there. I'll open comments. Like, okay, love to see it, but I won't believe it until it happens.
You know, the fact that these people threaten her, don't want her to tell her story is just, it's crazy. And the reason why they don't want to tell her, or why they don't want her to tell her story, is because it doesn't look good for them.
No.
The barn dominium thing is real bad.
Yep.
By the way, chat, I wanted you to know something. I popped in here because I was hanging out with Aussie Overlord tonight because I haven't heard from him in a really long time. Hayden, our friend, and he had a really fun announcement to share with the chat, and that is that he got a new puppy.
I saw that come through your timeline.
This is Jeff, by the way, little Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
How cute is he? So cute. Hayden got a puppy. He lost his dog recently, and he sent me a text about a week ago to say, hey, can you come on with my stream tonight or on Saturday to reveal my new puppy? And you can guess what his name is. Well, what's funny about that is I didn't ask him, but I was like, is it Legal Vices? What is his name? And then he decided his name is Jeff. And he also did not think about the jokes that were going to follow because we made a bingo card for Jeff shits in corner, Jeff pees on the rug, Jeff licks balls. It was very funny. It was a good time. But this is little Jeff, everybody.
That's funny.
Isn't he cute?
It's cute, yeah.
He's so cute. Yeah, it was a good time.
That's almost as cute as mine. So my little one told me we had to rename Frank the centipede. He could keep Frank, but he needed a whole name. I had to give him a whole name. So his whole name now is Frank Dollary-Doo McStinger.
Wait.
Yeah,
Frank
that's
Dollary-Doo.
yeah, Frank
McStinger?
Dollary-Doo McStinger. Yeah, you like that?
That's a great name.
I like it. It flows so well. Frank Dollary-Doo McStinger. Yeah.
That's a great name.
I thought it was hilarious. Frank Dollary-Doo
So
McStinger.
I have not finished your stream from yesterday. Did you go over the denial of the deposition?
Yeah. It was good.
Oh, wait till that. Do you guys realize that same judge who wrote that denial has not yet read what happened at the deposition?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. We'll have an in-depth conversation about that Monday, I'm sure. Oh,
it's going to be nuts.
Yeah, well, I also like this. I didn't show this either. You had the BBB, like that one paragraph we went over. We didn't go over the other paragraph part. This one right here. I never showed this. The one that says ruling made denied. Bruce Madskin. I showed the other part, but I didn't show the denied. So he really did.
I personally think that judge is going to be pissed when she finds out. Or who is the judge on that one? Is it a woman? I think it is. When she finds out that she behaved so badly at the deposition after all the garbage, it's not going to be good.
Specie or something like that. I can't remember Let me look at this right here. Yeah, Karen K. Specie, SPECIE. I think she's been very, very. She said something in one of the. Give me this. Let me pull this up. In one of the footnotes that I thought really stuck out. It was right there. Yeah, you see this. Whether debtors delay, talking about how they hadn't turned anything. This is amazing, by the way. They haven't, it wasn't just the delay they did where, they asked for more time for something and then they didn't turn it over. After this hearing, you're supposed to have one thing turned in by Randy, another thing turned in by Saran Wrap. Well, Saran Wrap didn't turn anything in either. So it said on here, whether debtors' delay in submitting the competing order was yet another effort to delay discovery in this case remains to be seen.
Yeah. It does not remain to be seen. It is what it is.
I think
that is what they're doing
for the when the judge is writing this out.
Well, it's a good indicator that the judge knows what's happening.
Yep. And then you skip out on something. Holy crap. That is very dumb. Very dumb on their part. This judge is, they're you can tell they're getting tired of it. When you have that on top of it, that other document, what was it, 136? That timeline on it is amazing. Where they the order denying the motion for extension, because
right
in it you have a hearing in May the 5th. All right, so with the hearing, you're supposed to submit a proposed order within 3 days. So there should be something in, I guess, May 8th. I don't know if that. If it fell around a weekend, I'm sure they would give them a little leniency with that or whatever. But yeah, it's 3 business days. So whatever within that, right? Well, on July the 8th, the clerk is like, hey, yeah, we haven't gotten that done. There's nothing here yet. So they send him out a mail telling him, hey, we haven't gotten that from you. And then on the 24th, they put in an order and they're like, hey, it's been 75 days. Or I'm sorry, more than 75 days.
Jeez.
Yeah. And the court is like, yo, you still haven't done it. So guess what? Denied. But really, they should, they still got a 75-day delay.
They did, but eventually, especially in bankruptcy court, it catches up with you.
Yeah.
There will be a moment when all options are out and you're backed into a corner, and now what are you going to do?
Hey, hold this for 1 second.
Sure. Audio Coffee says, I can't wait for my order of keto brains to arrive. Barely any left. Dipping my finger in the bag every time I go into the kitchen. Oh my God, I feel this. I feel this. When I'm running out, I email Molly immediately. I'm like, Molly, I'm running out. Because, like, honestly, I went without for like, I don't know, 4 days or something like that. And it was the worst 4 days of my life. It really does help my brain. And there's no bad side effects. So if you want to try Keto Brains, you should try it. KetoBrains.com. Use our promo code MUG15 for a 15% off discount. Or if you're going to subscribe and save, use MUGSUB because you'll get entered into the giveaway. We do 2 of them every month for $600 or more of product. And yeah, it's great. It's good stuff. KetoBrains.com, brains with a Z, by the way. And
Z-Brain.
Z-Brain. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Did you see the gumball machines I got?
No.
Oh my God. So the guy who made that wonderful Viper I showed off, he sent some more 3D printed stuff. And check these out, man. Aren't they amazing? Look
Those
at
are
that.
3D printed?
3D printed. The jar itself obviously is not 3D printed, but this, yeah, and they work.
That's so cool. And are those Skittles? Those are so fun.
Yeah, it's got a little Skittles dispenser.
That's so
2 bit.
cute.
Yeah, that are amazing. Like the kids, you can tell there was a sampling going on in this one.
That's fun.
Yeah, and they're amazing because they work. They work really well. Like when you spin it, it's got the open. I mean, it's amazing, the design. What's amazing is the guy who made this and that Viper. He's been doing this since March. So we were only talking a few months, and he can make stuff like this. Oh my God, man. It's amazing. I heard, by the way, I had copyright explained to me. I never understood that the reason that you actually are not protected is because you're malicious. You're malicious in your copyright.
It's malicious.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I was looking over this order right here that said that when you're talking about fair use, it doesn't matter if it's mean-spirited or not. But apparently, I don't know what I'm talking about.
And this is a recent ruling.
Yeah, this was part of. Funny enough, that H3H3, the newest. This was a judge talking about what was going on in that. So it's a brand new one. And the funny thing is that this order also used the case that they have up as their excuse for fair use. The old H3H3 one. Yeah, that judge basically tore Ethan Ralph apart because this was his thing. It tore him apart with it. And it's like, wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I loved it. I thought that was great, though.
I think we should frame that. I think we should put that up on every stream and just let it sit there and let it sink in for these idiots. Like, let it sink in, folks. It doesn't matter if it's accurate or if it's mean-spirited. It doesn't matter. Copyright does not look at that at all. This idea that maliciousness somehow plays into this, you're an idiot. You're a moron wrapped in an idiot, and you're going to get your ass handed to you if you ever fucking file it, fatty. But you're not going to. We all know you're going to take that money that everyone's giving you to file a lawsuit against me, and you're going to do whatever it is you do with money people give you. But it isn't what you said you were going to do with it, because you don't do that. She's not going to file shit.
I saw today why, Don B that they turned on. I saw what the horrible comment was that he made. And you know what it was about? He was asking what happened to money. So, of course, they turned
Anybody
on.
who asked that, they block and they ban and they treat like garbage.
It's just amazing. It's just kind of amazing to go over it all.
I know, it's nuts. Well, I didn't want to interrupt you in the middle of your super chats. I just wanted to say hello and check in with the chat.
Oh, you're good. We'll talk about that order. I think that unless something else comes up Monday, you know what I mean?
Oh,
but
God, it could. It might.
Yeah. Well, it's such a good order. It's
Well, I can't wait for the next order that's coming.
God, that's
because that one is going to be something. I heard that the judge was on vacation or going on vacation. So she may not have seen the next motion yet. So prepare, folks. Get ready. Get your popcorn ready, because it will be coming soon.
God,
The
so
answer
funny.
to that, to Randy's motion about what happened at the deposition. It's going to be insane. So
I think we're gonna have a lot of fun on overall. All right, we get out of here.
it is. All right, I'm out. I'll see you.
All right.
Have fun.
Yep. Yeah, see, I really do think that the Lynette stuff, like I said, there's no way that she could be talking about, again, who else could be making quote unquote threats? It's got to be somebody near her. She has got to be talking about one of them, because there is nobody else. Again, nobody that I know would want her not to speak. Lynette, we all want you to talk. We find the idea to be fascinating. You know, I do. I find it to be really fun that she could come out and actually talk about this stuff. So we've got, thank you for the 6-7. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. What's up, Cynthia? Drop that. Look at all those breadsticks. That is a buffet and a half. Thank you. That is awesome. Thank you for the 2 there. Appreciate it. Sheila dropped $10 in news. Heck yeah. This is what being monetized looks like. That's right. Breadsticks. Look at those 2 folks pointing out the old breadsticks. Again, Lynette, you know what monetized look like too? These people, again, you saw it on, I'm sure you celebrated it even when 2L was out there, cashing in, until suddenly you didn't get the money. But you saw her too. I said, you could monetize. You very well could, and I'm sure if nothing else, you would get ad revenue. Maybe even if you don't get anything else, you would get ad revenue. But I mean, what do we know, right? What do we all know? We just, Lynette, you keep telling us these people have victimized you, and we're telling you that, well, here's a way to make money, And again, she told me that they stole her money too. So when she told me that, my answer as well was like, hey, Lynette, you need to take them to task. You need to wreck them for it. She was like, oh, I'm going to. But she let them get away with it. And if you're going to let them get away with walking on you, you know what happens? You know what happens when you let people get away with walking over you? They continue to walk on you. They walk on you because they think you're weak. And they do think you're weak, Lynette. They all think you're weak. And maybe they're right. Maybe they are right. Maybe you are weak. I don't know. Show them you're wrong. But yes, Mom today, thank you there too. What's up, Cynthia? Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Tug's Thugs. Thank you for that. I appreciate it, and I love saying it. So thank you. My 4 sons. I like that. I love the way that comes across. I like your avatar too. Thank you for the 600 jewels with the picnic basket. Thank you. That is awesome. Appreciate you. Mary, drop that gold coin. Thank you, Mary. Appreciate you. What's up, Wheat Toast West Coast, baby? How you doing, Wheat Toast? It is great to see you, my friend, by the way. Dropping 5 gifted memberships. Like I said, love the gifted memberships. One of the best features that YouTube has ever provided. So you folks that do that, you drop those, you are doing the Lord's work. Thank you. Honey Witch dropped 20 months memberships. Again, appreciate memberships. 20 months. That is wild. Thank you. That speaks for itself. No comment, but that is a huge comment. Thank you. Mary dropped a silver star. Thank you, Mary. Jet keeps it real. Thank you for the 6 months there. Hey, Tug, keep up the great work. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yes, of course. Every day, baby. Cynthia dropped a gold coin too. Thank you. What's up, Jenny? Thank you for the 6 months. 6 months free membership, Grifter. That's, hey, you know what? If you end up getting memberships like thrown out to you over and over, that is one of the beautiful things. You know what that says? If you've managed 6 months of free memberships, that means that you are here all the time. So that right there, it speaks volumes. If you're here enough to get 6 months free membership, that is amazing. And I commend you for that. you know, because again, you all being here and making a channel, like you are channels. Like a lot of creators forget that. They're like, oh, you know, I'm the channel. No, you're the person with the microphone. The channel is actually all of us combined. So appreciate you there. Gosh, I love that too. You hear me playing video games? I'm playing, what is it called? Rain World. If you've never seen it, you should look it up. They have this little thing in it. Like you're this, it's called a slug cat. And it's adorable. It's like you're a little slug cat. So it's a cute little thing. The only thing in it is a brutal freaking game. Like it is a mean, brutal game. You're like, oh, that's cute. You know, all the little slug cat, he's crawling around trying to find food and stuff. Oh, he's little. Oh no, there's a giant monster and it just ate me. Oh, look, I thought that was a stick, but actually it was a giant snake and it ate my slug cat. But the slug cat's very cute. I like it. Okay, let's see. Mary, thank you for the silver star. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. Mike, thank you for the thumbs up. Appreciate you there too. Mike, Blue Eyes, what's up? Bowling is fun. Heck yeah. I like bowling. The kids, we have a nice little bowling setup here, which I'm actually surprised by. You know, I wouldn't think like our little town would have a nice bowling alley, but it does. It's fun. I like going over there and goofing off, and I haven't been in a little while. I'm not going to say I'm a great bowler by any stretch of the imagination either, but I'm okay. I'm okay. That's really all I need to be. You know, it's about fun anyway. It's not like I'm going out and competing with anybody, but man, the little one, it's funny. The little one actually did pretty good, like going the last time we went. But I like it. What's up? Woe is me. Thank you for the floating heart. Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate the name. I always like the name. Sheila, thank you for the silver star there. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate that as well. Everett, thank you for the flower there. Thank you, Everett. Appreciate you. Tony, thank you for the sparkles. Thank you there. Appreciate that. 2012, thanks for the 2 there. Tug, you know who to protect your children? Actually, yeah, indeed. You know, again, what really bothers me in hearing somebody say that I love my kids, I love all my kids, all your kids includes, Ashley. And you said some pretty awful things. Again, you know, even if if you vehemently disagree that something was, which again, yeah, but do you want, you're not a spring chicken anymore, lady. So is that the legacy? Like, is that what you want to leave behind you? Do you want to leave that unfinished business? Like, again, I would do everything I could to fix any animosity or anything else between me and anyone like that. I try not to let that stuff stay undone. And I think LP should be doing that with Ashley for sure. She should have tried. But again, I guess it's too late for that when she threatens her every other fucking video. Stop doing that. It looks bad too. You know, even if you're talking about an optics thing, Michelle, it's bad optics. Venom, what's up? Thanks for the 2. They told Crook, speak up now because of how bad LP is. Yeah, they said that too. You're right. There was a chap that mirrored that as well. Give me a second. I thought that was something else. You know, oh, you need to talk about her because she's such a terrible human being. They did, Michelle. They talked about, like, he's the victim. He's your victim. Only one of you can be a liar. Like on that, I mean, it's one or the other. It can be a liar for other stuff too. But yeah, here's where they said that. Let's see. Yeah, here's one of the comments. There's a few of them now, by the way, but here's just a few. John owns 50%. He has a right to speak up. John, don't keep quiet anymore. Yes, call that mean old lady out. I mean, You know, the thing though is John doesn't have that money was not John's. It was given in the name of Lynette Preston and the child. So John, I wonder if John is trying to angle in and get those dollar dues. If he plays ball, do you think he's trying to get him a few of those bucks? Is he angling you out, Michelle? You think so? I wonder about that. I mean, they're all smearing you. It's pretty crazy shit. But yeah, I saw that too, Venom. You're right. Winby, thanks for the $2 there. Isn't that shed contents for the 501c3? Well, a bunch of it is for the a bunch of it was reportedly from Northport and stuff. That's what she said before when she opened it up. Now, there was a shed with some food and stuff, but one of the other ones, she had just crammed full of this stuff, you know. I almost said junk, but, you know, stuff. I shouldn't. So I don't know what's there. But, yeah, I mean, it was just overflowing. So that's the way she described it. Bob, thank you for the silver star there. Thank you. 2012. Thanks for the $2 there. That break was sponsored by the chat. Indeed. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, sometimes you gotta have a break. Man, it is crazy to sit here too. And you know, we don't like last night, for example, I went and last night was fun. Coop. You know what I like seeing, by the way? I've been seeing that Jay and Coop, they've been pulling really good numbers. They've been pulling 400 to 500 people in their streams when they talk about this. He did his flea cap, which was funny. I always enjoy his flea cap. But Jay, by the way, hit 5,000. Props to him too. But on top of that, you know, they're pulling good numbers. So Jay's show's funny, you know, and Coop, he brings his thing. You know, we all bring our own approach to everything, and it's good that there are so many people out there that have really stayed true to the topic, that have done well. I don't know. I appreciate them. But Winby, thank you for the silver star. Appreciate you. Was it Bankston? Thanks for the sparkles. Appreciate that. Sheila dropped a gifted membership. Heck yeah. Hey, you know what, Sheila? Thank you very much for that. That is much appreciated. I love those. Look at that. Mary, thank you for the silver star there. Thank you. 2012, thanks for the 2. Will Little Deuce Cube helping that right, dear John. Oh, that's so funny. I liked that. That was funny. Puzzle, thanks for the 5 there. Fence post cost, including concrete, for a 6-foot fence is roughly $50 per post max. Panel cost $75. So cost of materials about $125 per 8 feet of fencing. Yeah, and the panels themselves, they admitted were paid for. They said this in 2L's stream the other day. She said that the panels were paid for by gift card. So sorry about the luck. Now, of course, that may change later, but that's what they said themselves. So Sheila, thank you for the flower there. Thank you, Sheila. Emma, thanks for the $5 there. Appreciate that. Yeah, she is making a room for him. Make that make sense. Exactly, Sheila. She's like, we have nothing to do with each other. I don't like him, not even for a friend. But yeah, we need 3 rooms under the same roof. We'll live there. That doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't. Mary, thank you for the 5 there. Tomorrow's my birthday. 68 years. That's awesome. My sister's birthday is Monday. 364 days apart. Second set of Irish twins in her family. That's awesome. You know what? If you're here tomorrow, remind me. I will bust you out another song, but I'm busting you out one tonight.
Happy birthday.
To you.
From both of us to you.
Happy freaking birthday.
May all your dreams come true. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
We love to have you here. Happy birthday. Here's to another year.
Melissa posted the troll thing. I always love those. This is so funny. I like that people keep track of them because we put them together. They're awesome. Hey, Mary, appreciate you. You keep having many, many, many more productive, healthy birthdays. And if tomorrow, rather, it doesn't go the way that you want, you're like, hey, you know what? It was good, but I want more. You get a do-over. I'm telling you. It's in the rules. It says that umbrella guy can give do-overs. And also, same thing goes for your sister, too. So, fun times, right? Appreciate you. What's up, Ashley? How you doing there? Thanks for the 5. I think it's funny. She asked people for help to buy that property to get away from JC because, quote unquote, he's so abusive. Next thing everyone knew, he moved. Yes, that is what the people in Northport. So when the folks in Northport were asked about it, they seemed shocked. I don't know if you caught that chapter where BBB went after this lady in Northport's after her job. She was a lawyer or something, and or she worked in a law office. I don't know if she was a lawyer, but she worked in a law office. Oh wow. Huh. That's interesting. Somebody just sent me something quite crazy. Oh no. So, wow, that is a heck of a bombshell there. Yeah, I see that email. Holy moly. I'll have to check that out. That sounds wild and crazy. I definitely would like to hear all of that. I'll check that out. Gosh, man. There's some other craziness going on right now. Sherry, thank you for the floating heart. Appreciate you there. Debbie, thank you for the 100 Jules for the high five. High five. I don't know why I keep high fiving myself every time I do that. Tony, thank you for the silver star. Also, hey, Melinda, thank you for the silver star there. Got the GG's. Thank you for Cajun Joe in Tennessee. Heck yeah, Tennessee is the place to be. I agree with that. Sheila, thanks for 5. If you do a conversion rate, 56K euros equals 60. I think he's talking dollar dues though, with conversion. He's talking about not euros. He was talking American dollars. So there was a question about that. And he, from everything, seemed to be discussing. And it's a great question. It's a great note for that. So I think he was talking dollars. So just to note that. 2012, thanks for the 2. She didn't sell her soul. She squandered HG's future. Yeah, well, honestly, look, you threw in with these folks, and regardless of what I think with them, they took your shit. And I told you, everything may be gone. But they promised you a few $1,000 to get a lawyer, and you shut the fuck up for them. You sold it out for what you considered an immediate need in that. And these people, if they had anything, that was how many months ago? 8? You think your money's not disappeared since then? Deborah, thank you. Oh, whoops, I'm sorry. Bill, thank you for the gold coin. Appreciate you there, Bill. Deborah, thank you for the 350 Jules. Thank you for the finger heart. Those are cute, by the way. Appreciate it. Lynn, thank you for the 100 Jules and the high five. It's automatic. I can't help myself. For my guy, thank you for the 550 Jules. Stay hydrated. Heck yeah, I like the little hydrate thing. That is awesome. I have questions. Thank you for the chili down. 2012, thanks for the 2. Flea number 1900 each. Yeah, she gets no respect. Oh, indeed. What a mess there. Hey, what's up, Intimidator? It's great to see you, my friend. Thanks for the 5. Hey, Tug, here's a dad joke with 2 puns in it. But do you know what you get when you call a pumpkin patch that's had too much beer to drink? Smashed pumpkin. I love it. I love the dad jokes, man. I tell them all the time around the house. I love it. Appreciate you there. Hey, 2012, thanks for this. Send you an email tomorrow with phone number. All right, hit me up. I'll see you, brother. We'll see what's what. Roy, thank you for the 21 months. Keep us in your prayers. Life is getting difficult with change my wife is going through in hospice. Dude, for real, Everybody keep Roy himself and, it's you and family. So everybody for sure. Keep you in there, you know, and I appreciate you. You hang in there, buddy. And you know what? Like I said, if you want to come hang out, goof off, just have a moment for your mind to breathe, you know, and laugh at stupid things. That's the one thing I definitely know we can provide. But appreciate you, my friend. Tightline. What's up, Tightline, man? It's good to see you. Thanks for the 5. I had a comment indeed, but Lynette said you copyright. If I said it, hope it still counts. Yep. Even if you had a comment that turns into no comment, it still counts. You know why? Because there's backing, and thank you for the backing. Your poor copyright struck one. 2012. Thanks. Are there any birthdays today? Yep, we've had 2 so far. 2 for sure, my friend. Yeah, what's up, Ashley? Dropping that membership too. Hey, thank you, Ashley. Thank you for your membership. Welcome to Thugs. I love saying that too. So thank you. AJ's World, thank you for the silver star. And AJ World dropped 100 jewels for a Sunday. Thank you for that. 2012, thanks for the 2 there. The little guy was still hilarious, still have it. Yeah, I loved that. He's the guy that wrote all of those freaking crazy things. But you know, it's funny because like I've said before, when you see these clowns on one side, you're like, ha, 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 what idiots, right? They'll go to other sites and they'll act like they're somebody, and people will take them serious sometimes. So when you go to other sites and some asshole has written something up and it's a new name, remember, they're usually the same assholes that you've already made contact with. They just go somewhere else and try to write up some crazy shit. It's crazy how that works. But he was funny. I do admit I had such a good time laughing at that. And he got really mad about that. You know, I've never been stalked by a little person. That was awesome. I need that again. Mopar Mama, thanks for the 17 months. I've never seen people be so stupid. I'm thoroughly entertained. I know. It's amazing, isn't it? Every day. Oh, man. I had 2012. I'll have to, Megan, you missed my Rumble rants. I mean, I'll tell her. She's missing stuff on you, you know. It's been crazy for the last little bit on that, so we'll see there. 2012 things, dude. Dr. Bones, real life doctor has watch Megan Monday. Dr. Bones. Huh. I'll have to see what's what on that. Flippin' Adventure. Hey, what's up, Flippin' Adventure? It's good to see you there. Thank you for the floating heart. Appreciate it. Robin dropped 250 jewels on that laughing disco. Fun times. Appreciate it. 2012. Thanks for the 2 there. Tell Megan, Coop's that I'll have to tell her a little disco. I laughed at him about that. I did. I had a good time laughing at that. You know, Coop was a lot of fun to have on yesterday, by the way. That was a good stream. We had a great stream, I thought. If you didn't check out yesterday, that was a great time, by the way. So you should. But he's a fun, he's a really fun person to just, I don't know, to cut it up with. Like Coop, the funny thing about Coop is that he is what he portrays, you know what I mean? And I like that. There's so many people out there that put on like a false front. I'm not talking about like a character, you know, like some people act like a character, whatever. That's not what I mean. I'm talking about so many people that put on false fronts. And they pretend to be things like, you know, your friend, for example, and then they'll turn on you, you know, they'll throw in with some of the shittiest people on the internet. So that's crazy. But people like Coop, you know, he just is what he is. Oh no. So again, you see the person in front of you. That's who you're dealing with. I like that. I like the honesty in it. Emmy, thank you for the 2 there. Hey, happy birthday to Karen. All right, let's get some birthday time.
Happy birthday from both of us to you. Happy birthday. May all your dreams come true. Happy birthday.
Happy.
We love to have you here. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Here's to another year.
1 second. That's awesome. I love birthdays, Tom. Again, appreciate you there. I hope, Karen, I hope it's been a great birthday. I do. I love it when people have, I love having it because it's an intimate holiday. You know, we get all these other holidays. Oh, well, but a birthday is an intimate holiday. It's ours. It's specifically ours. So being able to share that is awesome. Hey, Sean dropped 100 jewels there with a high five. High five time. I'm not even going to try not to do that anymore. I was like, man, I need it. No, I don't need to quit. That's awesome. In 2012, thanks for the tip. He never leaves. He just flies the coop. It's right. He flies to coop. There it is. Man. You know what? Maybe BBB should have flew the coop. All right, folks. We've had a good night. I will see you earlier tomorrow. You know how that goes. Yeah, I appreciate the heck out of it. So, see you. Remember, be here tomorrow.